Let's see if this works. What's up, Frontline? What it do, my dudes? Yo, tell me you hear my sound effects now. He said, hey, stupid. Yo, brother, this shit works. Ah. All right, let's get into this episode. I got my little heated massage, the little fingers and shit. Yeah, this should be working, bro. I had to get something because wifey don't want to spend all day massaging my neck and shit. You know what I'm saying? Tell me them sound effects is coming in, fight fans. Come on now. Hey yo, what's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? Frontline, please tell me you hear that shit. No sound effects? No. Let me see that shit. Hold up. Oh, you serious? Damn it. All right. All right. It's got to be one of these buttons now from here. All right. Hold on. Hold on. I got to be there. Tell me if you hear that. Nah? Give me a couple seconds because I'm like 10 seconds. I'm close. I know I got to be. Let me see. Nope. That didn't do it. All right. Let me see. All right. It's got to be one of these. I think Edwin. All right, I reset it. I reset it the soundboard, right? Okay, let me see. All right, I got all the configurations going out to that. There is no other option. That has to be it. So what am I doing wrong? Back to the drawing board. Damn, bro. Hold on, man. I'm signed in. I got the devices connected. What do I need? Okay, that says output. That says output, right? Okay, bet. 1 second, guys. I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. We're gonna kick off this show. Frontline, get up here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, read off some chats, do something. Uh okay. I got this. Take a deep breath. All right, bam, boom. Go back down. Go back to the properties. Open that. Get the screen. Okay, what you want is your output, not your input. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna set that to what? I'm gonna set it to the default, right? Yeah, don't set it to the camera. Boom. Okay, so that's output. Boom. I got volume up. Everything's check. Boom. Let's cross our fingers. Are you using Bluetooth headphones? No. No, I'm not using Bluetooth headphones. That's why I went wire to the wire. I got the wire right here. It just wraps around my ear because I try to take away all the devices. Like I was thinking the same thing, right? It's gotta be. Yo, did you guys hear that? Any of that? Damn, man, that hurt. All right. I'm not sure, but for shits and giggles, right? For shits and giggles, let me try this. No. Uh, let me see. Hold on. No. Damn. All right, let me try it like this. What if I did this? All right, man. I give up. Well, let's run the show. We done got enough talking anyway. Man. I thought I had it. I thought I had it. I really did. I really did. I really did. I really did. I really did, man. No. Damn. Still nothing. No good. Damn, bro. Hey, you over here. Be quiet. That's me again. Yo, don't forget to hit that like for me, man. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Yo, let's talk a little boxing while we here. You know, uh, I really needed to because I'm having an issue that I can't determine what's really playing because all the sound effects I hear them when I press the button. I could hear them. Now my problem is can I get it to translate to the live? Now I don't know why, but apparently not. Uh I think does this cut my mic off? I wonder if this cuts my mic off. I wonder if that just cut my mic off. Yo, Frontline. What up, Frontline?
What's happening?
What up? Is my mic off?
No,
You,
your mic's good.
it's good with
Just your
that?
sound effects.
So there's no sound effects there. You don't hear that.
Nope.
God damn, man. All right, cool, cool, cool. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go back to the drawing board. But anyway, we here, we talking boxing. We was trying to cover this topic earlier today, and then I got a guest come on, you know, and he promptly called my entire chat stupid. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And uh, it's good to have a guest come on and insult your entire chat. So that's always heartwarming. So not, but listen, we started talking about other topics, and I never really felt like I broke this fight down, and I didn't get any like real reaction out of you guys. How do you guys really feel about this Ortiz thing, right? Because you see, what I want to see is like what the consensus see, like who you guys going with. Do you think that Ortiz is a real threat to Keyshawn? Was this a mistake for him coming back and taking this kind of opponent? Is there some credibility to what Jermaine Ortiz said on a live while he was on the podcast with uh legendary Hall of Famer boxer Roy Jones and Andre Ward in the same boat, right? So when on the show Jermaine Ortiz stated, I don't think he had a choice. It was either me or he doesn't fight on this card. That's what he thinks. You know, was it one of those situations, or is it Keyshawn Davis really doesn't care what name is or what man is standing on the other side of the ring from him? Whoever you put in front of me, I'm going to beat. That's Keyshawn Davis's mentality going into this fight. I've seen him on social media. I've been paying a little close attention to both fighters because now I'm intrigued. At first, I thought that yes, Keyshawn might have bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Pause. And I said to myself, him going up and fighting, a fighter such as Jermaine Ortiz. And the thing is that When I talk about Jermaine Ortiz, I gotta give him credit for what he has accomplished and even coming up short in two of his biggest fights. Now, although most critics are gonna come back and say, but Edwin, he didn't win those fights. Well, there are some fans out there that disagree. And although we disagree on paper, he lost those fights. But one thing you can't take away from Jermaine Ortiz is the experience he gained with fighting not one, but two world class fighters and a gold medalist. Not one time, but two-time gold medalist in Vasily. Now, Vasily will take apart the most average, basic boxer. Time and time again, you make too many wrong turns against Vasily Molomachenko, and he's going to turn into the Matrix. Okay? For what Jermaine Ortiz did with no 12 round experience, and that being his first 12 round experience fight, I got to give it to the kid, the young man. He over exceeded what I really thought. On the outside, I showed my support. On the inside, I was nervous for him. I thought at one point, silently, secretly, that Vasily might stop him. Listen, I've seen Vasily dance circles around some of the top guys in boxing. And what Jermaine Ortiz did on that night can't be overlooked for the experience he had going into that fight. He wasn't a 12 round fighter, a former world champion, ever competed for a belt. He had none of that. This was supposed to be a tune up fight for Vasily for his real fight. And he almost fumbled the bag. Ortiz was this close from playing spoiler on that night. And I remember that. And the skill gap is what I remember the most on that night. That Jermaine was not supposed to be in there. So, that being said, I looked over Jermaine. Hey, the kid is, well, the young man is, he's solid. Sometimes you look at some fighters, they're top heavy, they got skinny legs. Jermaine is even. He's even, right? And from the looks of it, he's ready to go that extra mile.
Hey, shout out to Mick with the super chat. He says, "Salute Edwin, my man. How about those Pats?"
Hey, I watched them today. That my second football game I took in all year, right? I've been focusing on boxing, and I'm glad I watched them and they won. It was kind of like a sloppy game, a lot of turnovers from both sides, but we'll get into that on some other time. But anyway, so Jermaine has um come back from those losses, and he has come back and he has been in some pretty good fights. Fights that attest your character, your credibility, and these kind of fighters that will really push you because you know the guys that he fought were also wanting to steal his spotlight. So they fought him tooth and nail. Sometimes guys can get that title fight and never get back to a world title fight. Somebody else comes off and bumps you off, and then here you go down the line, and all of a sudden you're a gatekeeper somewhere. Jermaine Ortiz is nobody gatekeeper because as soon as you walk to that gate, he's going to slam it in your face because he got dreams of his own, and that's becoming a world champion. And Jermaine Ortiz ain't taking no shorts. So I hope Keyshawn Davis is coming and he's bringing everything and more. Keyshawn Davis, from me to you, you better bring your A game because this young man right here is going to test you. Keyshawn, you are nobody's punching bag by no stretch of the imagination. You're athletic, you're skilled, you got a great jab and good footwork. But if Jermaine Ortiz comes in there and shuts you down and doesn't let you turn on to Keyshawn Davis. I've seen that before in many fights, but you're not these fighters, Keyshawn. You're different. You have the responsibility, right? Not only of Norfolk, Virginia, your mother, your brothers, your family name, but you have the responsibility to the boxing world, to the young men and women that are looking up, that believed in you, Keyshawn, when you suffered losing your belt on the scale. You know what it is, Keyshawn. I've seen you on social media. I've seen you all over social media pouring your heart out to the people about how you feel bad and you want a second chance. So I get it. You're going after your own dreams, Keyshawn Davis. I get it. This fight right here is exciting. It's electrifying. This is what I watch boxing for. Right here, these kind of fights. And I'm trying to tell you, this young man from Massachusetts, that's Worcester, Massachusetts, put some name on the on where he comes from. Put some respect on the name. He put Worcester on the map. You know, people don't even know where that place is sometimes, and here he is. These kind of fights right here are the fights that are gonna put both of these fighters in position in the future to fight for a world title. That's what we fight for. You see? So I want to know what you guys think. How do you see it? I gave you, you know, what I think about them without breaking down their fighting style in depth. I gotta know. I gotta know, what does the boxing world think about this fight in particular?
Well, RL says, well, if he keeps losing to the big names, he will eventually be a gatekeeper.
That's
Right
a true
now, he
statement.
isn't, but he can't keep losing the highest at the highest level.
Right. Read the chats
Uh,
front line. Yeah.
Takeover says he's replying to Mick. He says Abbas and Sayas are humble fighters. I wish they was fighting someone else, especially respect to both.
Hmm.
Melasa says, I don't know if Xander is next star. He needs to win next fight. Jason says, I hope Jermaine Ortiz wins. It should be a good boxing match.
Mm.
Mick responds to Takeover says, yeah, though we get to see one of them unify, my man, and get that big fight. Um, Let me go back too, because let me see. RL says, me stupid? Nah, laughing emoji. Melasa comes in the building, says, what's up, guys?
Hmm.
Mio says Ortiz whoops Keyshawn.
Yeah.
RL says even Antoine Russell said that Ortiz really a great fighter. He fought him in the big fights in the Amis. He got
Mm.
bad decision against Ty Best.
Oh.
Two Hall of Famers, Tio and
Vasily.
Vasily.
Yep.
Mick says 13 days. Bas Baro, unified 154 champion.
Respect, Mick. Okay. Yo, Mick has been real
Yeah, he's been
boisterous
rubbing it in.
after the Dalton Smith fight that he did not
Yeah.
pick his guy. Let's just keep that publicly. I keep reading.
RL says, Abbas Baru by stoppage. I'm sorry. Nothing to be sorry about. That's who you choosing. That's who you
That's who you
choosing.
choosing. Hey yo, frontline. Let's keep these names and keep the side. So when the fight, they don't can't come back and say,
Oh yeah.
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
what
You
had
know,
happened
but
was
I never said I had a boss. No, keep track of the names. Let's remember them. I got the pad right here. I'm gonna write them down. Keep reading.
let's go.
I got you.
I'm all right. Let's start from the
Yup.
from the beginning.
Yeah. Whoever had a boss, put it in. Nah, you ain't
So
running
so
now.
Mio
I got my pen. I got it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna take
Mio
notes.
put Mio Ortiz. He got Ortiz.
R was RL Boz.
Oh wait. I'm not there yet. I'm starting from the
Okay.
bottom. I went
Oh,
back.
you went back.
Yeah, because I don't
Okay.
want no excuses fight night.
Okay. So we got Neo. I got him. Okay, good.
Mio
Yup.
got Ortiz.
Ortiz. Okay.
Yep. You already know who Mick got. Mick got a boss, so you
Come
already
on,
know.
man. You know who Mick got.
RL got a boss as well.
Wait up.
Let me see. Let
Bond.
me see.
Yep.
Let me see. Let me see who else.
RL. RL. Yep.
Yeah. Keyshawn and Ortiz will steal the show. Says takeover. He didn't say who he
Yeah.
got though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm just worried. I want to keep track of those Abaz fans. You know what I'm saying? I respect you, but I want you to stay there. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Neil putting a stamp on. He said Ortiz retires him.
Retires. What? Keyshawn? Oh no. Read the
That's
chats.
bad.
Read the
Mick
chats.
says personally, this is a free fight for Keyshawn. He's going to 47. If he wins, then he can go straight into a big fight at 47. Maybe be Norman. If he loses,
Right.
then he is where he was, needing rebuilt at 47. I agree.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, he can suffer a loss, right? But rather than Ortiz, right?
Okay, so write this down. Take. Oh, you only want the Abbas fans.
Yeah. I just want the Abbas fans right now. I just want to make sure we keep track of those guys. I already know who our guys are. You know what I'm saying? Or they're gonna let us know they got Xander. So we okay. You know, we got Xander over here.
All right. Um, you already know who I got.
Yeah.
I got Ortiz in that fight, and I got Zayas in that fight.
Yeah.
I got Shakur in the Teal fight, but we're starting with who? We're starting with Jermaine and Keyshawn.
Yeah, I was just starting with Jermaine and Keyshawn right now. Yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted to know because, the closer we get to the fight, uh, I know that Keyshawn has shown characteristics of good hand movement, good hand speed, well placement, rolling with shots, but I couldn't help but wonder that a lot of those guys were real slow and a lot of those guys weren't movers. The toughest guy that was moving with him and he wasn't really skilled on that level was Albright. Albright was moving with Keyshawn. In fact, he staggered him pretty good in that fight. But Albright was like a step behind Keyshawn when it came to skill. He was like a level behind Keyshawn. And he still was able to have his moments of success. Now, I think Jermaine Ortiz is a way better fighter than Albright. And that's just being honest. I think he'll stop Albright, Jermaine Ortiz. Now, the way he's cracking nowadays, the way he's punching, you should hear him hitting this bag. So I'm trying to tell you, if Albright can have that kind of success on Keyshawn and he's coming up to a new weight division where I'm not sure that if he could just take these guys' punches like this, right? If Ortiz applies enough pressure, he might shut him down like Subriel did to Alberto Puello. Alberto Puello's a way better boxer than that, but he couldn't open up with Subriel. Subriel had that style. That's kind of what I mean. Could Jermaine Ortiz's technical style shut down Keyshawn? And can Keyshawn maybe come out and stun like a lot of us and just shut down Ortiz? Or can it be a back and forth affair? How do you see it? And that's what I was.
So the big question falls: what mental state does Keyshawn enter the ring?
That's another. I mean, we're getting there, right?
And then the other thing is on Jermaine's side is he's still with Rocky?
Yeah, he's with both. He's with both. He trains with Rocky and the other guy. They work in like they got like a team system, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And he's out there sometimes, but he's been sparring a lot from what I'm hearing.
So here's the question. The
He's been
question
doing.
is,
Yep.
what Jermaine are we gonna get? Are we gonna get the technician, or are we gonna get the one that's gonna be cautious and move around and not engage so much?
I don't buy that one, that version. I don't think Jermaine wants to get into a boxing match with Keyshawn. That you're gonna be fighting at his strengths. I think you need to smother Keyshawn. Keyshawn can roll. He has that Philly shell where he can roll and slip and counter you on that one shot. Jermaine has to like double up on that shot, on that jab, just like the other guys were affected against Floyd with that Philly shell type shit, right? And then he has to pay attention because a lot of fighters that try to pull off that Philly shell, what they do is they trap themselves in the back foot. They start to lean. At some point in the fight, they get tired and they just start to lean. They don't shuffle out the way or nothing. They just start to
It,
lean.
he,
And you throw that punch, he leans. The next one, he's stuck.
here's where I could see Jermaine giving Keyshawn problems
Where
when Jermaine, because Jermaine switches from southpaw to orthodox,
he
and
does.
he does it well. I think he can catch Keyshawn in one of those switcheroos and possibly hurt Keyshawn. RL says I almost feel Keyshawn is gonna make a statement and come in blazing. I'm hoping Jermaine is working on his feet and angles.
Yep, I hope so too.
Um,
Keyshawn's
Mick
a
says
real
not.
threat.
He says I picked Matias. I was talking about Abbas well before then. Nothing to do with Dalton, bro.
Oh, he was. He was. I know that. I can vouch
Um,
for that.
Mio says Ortiz is talking about this fight as a career defining moment. Yes, he is. He ain't leaving
Oh shit.
it
Well,
to
that's
the
a good thing.
judges,
Oh,
folks. At
right.
least he'll try it. RL says it's dangerous to take the fight to Keyshawn. I think Jermaine is a better boxer than Key. Nah, I want to see Teal Jermaine
Again,
at 40. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Vincent says Jermaine has to be smart and focused. He can't slip up.
yeah, he can't.
Um,
He can't. He can't. He can't. Keyshawn's nobody's
to
like,
sleep on. I know, but
yeah, man. He's not. He's
what
not.
Keyshawn are we getting in the mental
I
state? You
know
know what I'm
that's the
saying?
problem. That's the problem with me. Like I keep bringing that up because that's where I'm at. I don't have any information on Keyshawn at 140 pounds. You can't just assume he's going to be the same fast, strong punching Keyshawn Davis that he was at 135. I can't assume that.
Okay, RL clarified. He said he wants to see the Jermaine, like the Teal Jermaine style. Meaning he
Oh,
wants to see the Jermaine style that he fought Teal in against, excuse me, against
that's not going
Keyshawn.
to happen. That I don't think that's going to happen. That's not going to
Now,
happen because
here's
the
what
way
concerns me about.
Jermaine's talking already,
He's
and
not
not
leaving it
just
to the judges.
no, he's not leaving it to the judges, and he's going there to make a statement. He's not. He knows in his career, in order to get himself in the room or like have leverage, if he can get a scalp like Keyshawn Davis on his mantle and in the win column versus a champion. You got to understand, although Keyshawn Davis has a young record, he's fairly young as a fighter. He was a world champion. You beat Keyshawn Davis, you get credit for beating a former world champion. You understand? That's a big scalp.
Yeah, but even though it's in a different weight class,
No, yes, it does. Okay, when Lamont Roach came up to fight Javante Davis, what was he?
he was still champion
A
though.
champion. All right then. But I know he was still champion. But even if he lost his belt, look at Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He's a former world champion that became champion again. So if you beat him, you beat a former world champion. Lamont Roach knew that, right? Even though on that night there was a belt, but still. But when listen to what I'm saying, like he's gonna get credit. If he beats Keyshawn Davis, he gets credit for beating a former world champion. Yes, he does. So, and then going to the negotiating table, another factor, he'll give Keyshawn Davis his first what official loss. Okay, and that's definitely gonna put Jermaine Ortiz in a better. So it might put Jermaine Ortiz in position. Maybe I don't know what Shakur Stevenson's doing, but it might put him in position for the winner out of that. I'm not sure if he sticks around Shakur, if he goes back. I don't know what he's going to do. But I do know this. I do know this much, that just like Keyshawn Davis has had decent and great sparring partners, so hasn't Jermaine Ortiz. You guys know Jermaine Ortiz has sparred with the who's in the game. And
Well,
coming up in the amateur, he fought half of these guys. He came up with them in their era. He was over there sparring with Loma, Devin. He was doing work with a lot of these top guys. So I know that Jermaine has seen a lot of styles. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether
so
it's in
Edwin, what are your
sparring,
thoughts on
he's
what
seen it.
Camachito said with
What?
Keyshawn being at weight 3 weeks prior to the fight?
Now, that's concerning because on a lot of levels for me, right? I take it this way. I take it that if you're already on weight and you're not cutting weight, then that means that you're almost on fight weight. When you cut the rest of the weight to make the weight, how much are you going to put back on in weight? If you're already walking around right here, you don't have any 10, 12 pounds that you're cutting to make the weight. You're already walking around that heavy in fight night weight. You see? So now I'm saying you're not even training heavy. You're not even sparring heavy. Spar heavier, be a little heavier, you know what I'm saying? So that on fight night, when you replenish, you know what it's like to move in that size. All you were doing was cutting weight for the fight. But you could fight in this weight because you're comfortable because you sparred, you trained in that weight. By being at that weight already, like you're too light in the ass. Can
I
you
mean,
make this 140 and play with the big dogs up here? Because apparently you're super on pace. That means that's like Mayweather fighting at 154. Come on, dude. You would never. He probably got on the scale with a brick in his pocket, but his skills paid the bills. You see? And that's why, even though I see Keyshawn like that, I respect the game. I respect the game, you know, but Keyshawn, you're not fighting an
let me catch up with
average
the chat,
fighter.
Edwin.
You're not. Go ahead.
Vincent says Keyshawn is dangerous. RL says, and in reality, Jermaine ain't no one to sleep on. To be honest,
Trying to tell
Jermaine
y'all.
Jermaine can do a lot of things in the ring and has more in ring experience. Vincent says, I don't think the fight goes to decision.
I don't know. I don't think
Um,
so.
RL says, y'all really want to see Jermaine is firefight like Keyshawn did with Berenchek.
Well,
A lot-
but you know what I'm saying? That was a one-sided firefight. That was a one-sided firefight. If I want to see a firefight, like two guys get in there and start slugging down, let me see. What was like a real good one like recently we saw?
a back and forth before the KO,
Yeah,
Dalton Smith and Subriel.
there we go. Okay, that was a little early, but I'll take it. Like a firefight like that. Like by the fourth round, these guys were like literally already the corners were like medically paying attention to their guys for the size of punches they were taking. I'm a Ed Hearn ran to the corner. You heard what he said. It's like, and that was only the fourth round.
Yeah.
That kind of fight, a dark fight, a loud
Uh,
fight.
Melasa says the only face I want to see in round one is Edwin.
That's it,
Uh,
baby. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's
Vincent says tail fight will go to decision for Shakur. Hopefully, we get a KO. Um, Mio says when a boxer shits on the business, he gets punished. Look at history. My take is this match was set to whoop Keyshawn's ass. Good statement.
good statement?
We can run with that.
Yeah,
Mick
man.
says thing is Ortiz never been knocked out. CP Ortiz can give key problems.
Uh-huh.
Um, though a man is more dangerous when you have nothing to lose. Remember, it was supposed to be. for the belt here versus Hitchens. True. Hitchens didn't take the fight against Ortiz. RL says, I believe Jermaine can win the early rounds and frustrate Key. Do we have any TV yet for Zayas versus Abbas? Mick, from what Edwin pulled up, it was it was on Fubo. It's going to be played on Fubo. He
Yeah,
pulled
but
it up
that's
on
every.
earlier,
Yeah,
but
he explained it though like that. Like everybody got like shit like that. Like,
now he was just on Philo's channel. They were doing their regular show,
yep.
and he got a report that supposedly they're gonna announce the televised portion fight week. I guess they're still working on it, so
Mm,
it's gonna be
mm.
announced fight week. Bulbos Edwin Front, what's up?
What up? What up? What up?
RL says that's why I say that plays a big part. Jermaine has a lot of experience and has different versions in the ring fight options.
Right.
Melasa says Keyshawn will not come more than 12 pounds at fight night. That means speed and stamina. Bang Boogie says, damn, the 49ers got smoked. Yes, they did.
They got
Um,
smoked like that.
yeah, it was like 60-8 or 60-6, something
Get
like
the
that.
no 60. Don't say no lie.
No, for real. Fucking
Those
Seattle
are
put it
those
to
are
them.
what?
Seattle put it on their ass.
That's college football numbers. What are you
Exactly.
talking about? 60.
RL says, I think
Damn.
Keyshawn's punch variety is vast. If they stand in front of each other and throw, I think Keyshawn lands the sharper, more clever punches. That's the problem, though, RL. Jermaine is
Mm.
too smart to stand in front of Keyshawn.
No, but I can see what RL is saying. I
You know,
think
I
that
can
I
see it
think that I
too.
think that could be
If
true. But now what I'm thinking is RL, right? Can his punches deter Jermaine from persistently coming in and trying to deliver one or two hard punches of his own? Would he be able to trade that three piece like boom um one one two four, right? And then will he trade that for just like an overhand right or something? And could Jermaine hurt him in the exchange? Now, if Keyshawn's punches have effect on Jermaine, you're gonna start to see him not come in on the inside, and you'll start to be able to read some things. That's what I gotta see. Can Jermaine have that? Does he have enough pop to keep him off of him? You know what I mean? Like that. Because what
um,
happened in Alberto Puello against Subriel Matias, that was the same thing. Alberto Puello was the better boxer. He didn't have enough pop in the beginning to keep Subriel at bay. Subriel kept walking through the front door. You
yeah.
see, that's a similar situation. Can Keyshawn Holt Ortiz? That I gotta see.
Mick, it's spelled Fubo. Fubo. Okay, Bang Boogie says it was 41-6. That was the final score.
41-6. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mick says it was huge from Seahawks. Let's hope that Darnold throws the ball at the one like Russ did in the SB. Fubu, not Fubu Bang Bang. It's Fubo. And
It's
then
not what you
RL
used to
says,
wear back in the day, or you still wear today. You know what I'm saying?
you talk about Fubu.
Yeah, he
RL
goes to the
says that's
Goodwill. He goes to Goodwill. He finds a good FUBU shirt. Bam, bam, bam. He'd be like, put it on. Let me rock this today.
he got a plug
Yo,
with Dame Dash in them.
yeah.
No, Dame Dash is Rockefeller. ¿Cómo
Well,
se llama él? The one that came out with
yeah,
Fubu.
yeah. I know what you're talking about there.
The boy,
Fucking,
he was on
yeah.
Shark Tank. But RL says that's why I say T.O. Jermaine version would do so well against Key. Absolutely. And I do think Jermaine does have pop at 40. And he's a full-fledged 40 and Key just coming up. I think Jermaine could dominate if he goes in there and is smart and precise.
Mm. It's a technical fight, man. You know what I mean? And I'm curious because now The other thing that I haven't heard anybody say, I just been keeping it on the back burner. But I haven't heard anybody say it, so I'm gonna bring the question up, and whether or not will this affect Keyshawn Davis? He is no longer fighting with Bomac, right? New trainer, new weight, new year. What a layoff, coming off a layoff? Is this gonna affect his style? Is he gonna be prepared right? Who's his coach right now in his corner?
That I don't know.
Can anybody put that in the chat?
Hey, Bobos wants to know, you going live for the Sufa card on Friday?
Yeah, you guys want to do that? You
I don't
guys
even know.
want?
I don't support Turkey, so
I mean, that's up to you guys. That's I want
I
to ask the
don't
chat. What do you
actually.
guys
Who's
want to do?
who's fighting though?
Yeah, I gotta go look some of that up. I
Mr.
remember them
Itachi says.
talking about it. Well, go ahead.
Mr. Itachi says Vamos Morataya. That's gonna be a good fight, man.
That's a good fight right there too. Now this is it. We talked about it. We talked about Andy Cruz's age. He's 30. I don't think he's gonna, you know, not too many shots here. I think that this is it. He got to his title shot and fairly small amount of fights. What has he got? 6 fights.
Yeah.
So
Seven, I think.
is it Malasa? I'll check it out real quick.
I
But
think.
And
listen,
then Bang says, "You still got my FUBU shirt I gave you."
nah, bro. I never used that. That wasn't for me.
That's what
You
you
know?
wash your car with.
Yeah, that's what I washed my car with.
Woo.
And then I gave it back to you. And you're wearing it today. You know what I
See,
mean?
Shit. RL says it's got to be a tech. It's got to be technical. Can't let Key get confident round after round, and I eventually get into a nasty fight. Mick says there is a misconception that Teal steps up in big fights. People forget Loma fight was in the bubble, no
M-
fans.
Mick,
Cambosis was in.
we don't think nobody believes that. We all know Teal's MO. He shows up in big fights. That's
He
the
says
problem.
Cambosis was in front of fans, and Josh Taylor was washed years before.
Eh? Hey, check this out, guys. Check this out, right? Okay, for an example, right? Okay, hold up. Let's put this up. I'll just
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
guys can all see what I'm talking about. So let me
Mick
pull
says
this up.
he
Go
thinks
ahead,
he's training with Shakur.
Shakur. Yeah. So
Keyshawn.
Shakur's his.
Keyshawn.
Oh, so Keyshawn's grandfather's his head coach or something?
No,
Because he's not actually training.
Shakur.
Okay, right there. All six.
Okay, now listen to this. Look, he has 6 fights, 3 knockouts, right? He's 50-50 with knockout power. Yep. Yeah.
50%.
50% because he's three. Yeah. Okay. He's 30 years old. He's 5'9". Okay. Now, look at his age 30 years old. Look at his boxing record 6-3. Okay. Now, your common basic fighter at 30 years old, Raymond Morataya, is 29. He's 23-17 and a world champion at 29, 1 year younger.
Yep.
This guy got 6 fights at 30. Raymond Morataya is an inch smaller. His percentage and knockout ratio is a bit higher with 73%. Okay, they
Yeah,
consider him a 5-star fighter. And then we
but
can go down.
Edwin,
Yep.
you got to
But
take into consideration what was Andy Cruz doing in
Okay.
Cuba prior
no, the
to being.
amateurs, he got 2 gold medals. It's like
Okay.
Lomachenko and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. You want to know something? You can take those 2 gold medals
When
and
he's
rub them together real fast and see if you can create friction and do something with that and then
no,
rub it on your chest,
but,
right? Because no matter what anyone says about those gold medals, great accomplishment. That is something most fighters would love to do, but guess what? That's only 3 round fights. 3 rounds. That's all you got. For
yeah,
all your gold
but
medals, for
Edwin,
all your fights,
Edwin,
you got
Edwin.
3 rounds.
But check this out. They did the same with Lomachenko. They put him to do 10
That was too
fights and
much, too
win and
much,
stuff,
too
right?
much.
But
Yep.
Lomachenko lost his second fight. Andy Cruz has do all these 10-round fights with these experienced boxers. Look the names of the boxer he fought. Until
Well,
now,
right.
he's undefeated. You
Okay.
know, he's
Okay,
now or
okay.
never. 30
Right,
years
right.
old,
Okay,
seven
check this out.
fights. He's
Check
he's
this out.
cannot you cannot sell that too much to a lot of people. You can
Right.
sell.
Okay, check that's the problem. Right there. Stop right there. Right? See, here's the problem with your scenario. When Vasily came from the Olympics, he was still in his 20s, early 20s down there where that top rank can invest something in him. You start investing money in a guy that started boxing at 28 years old. I don't care how many gold medals he has. He's not going to be around a lot for a long time. For future reference, there was another one that came out and had a gold medal, and he lost his little second fight there in Robersi.
Roesi.
Okay, so you have all these gold medals, great, but that's 3 rounds. Now, when you fight in the amateur, we know it's basically rock'em sock'em robots for 3 rounds because you don't have any time to set up things and to give a round away or to make reads. You just got to go out there and throw punches for 3 rounds. So when you come to the pros, it's a whole different ball game. A whole different ball game. So he comes into the pros, and the reason why top promoters didn't mess with Andy Cruz is because of his age.
Yep.
Vasily was a lot younger, but
And
now
what happened? He retired young. The investment that Top Rank put, they couldn't take it. They
what
could
they
they
get
couldn't take
18
it back
fights.
that easy. Remember, because he lost
Yeah,
with Tio, he lost with, and then at the end when he became champion against Camboso,
yeah,
he retired. So
yeah.
you're not making your money back.
Oh no, no, they made their money back on him. You want to know one of the things that saved Vasily and made him a lot of money too was that war. That war. Oh,
Yeah,
it was all
yeah,
over
yeah.
boxing, Ukraine, support, put a flag. Everything was blue and yellow everywhere.
Yeah, but do
And
you
then, and,
honestly think Loma was in the front lines? No, he was there
no,
for support.
of course. Now check this out. Right? How about this in history? What a quinky dink in the middle of a war with your country. Never in the history of boxing did your country ever win 3 belts within a 3-day, 4-day period. They managed to secure the heavyweight championship of the world. Loma got that belt, and then Dennis Berencek got a belt.
Yep.
They got 3 belts in the height of the war. It was remarkable. And you mean to
And they
tell
don't
me,
have that.
bro? Listen, he cashed in on that. Yo,
Oh yeah.
I remember, right?
Hey, Meg got a $2 super chat. He says Usyk turned pro at 27, better Biev at 29, and Cruz at MR, whatever that means.
And those
Um,
are heavyweights and stuff. And
28.
you saw
He was
how they
28,
make
I
money
think.
with him. With
Hold
three
on,
boxers doing
I'll tell you right
rematch.
now.
Richard, what's up, Paco? Okay, what's up, huh?
Like Andy Cruz don't have, like, the Cubans are not a good fan base. Starting with that. Second, he's 30 years old. A lot, 7 fights. It's
Here,
hard to
guys.
sell for a
Hold on,
lot of
guys.
Americans.
Here
It's
you go.
hard to
Here
sell.
you
He
go.
have to win. He
Look
have
at
to
this.
win this IBF, but it's
Right.
hard to
Look
sell.
at this. You see on the
I
bottom
know.
it
I
says
like him.
career. 2023 he started his career 7/15. So July 15th, 2023 he started his career just 2 years ago, right? So he was 28. He started his pro.
Well, Mick says Andy Cruz is 149-9, and Andy Cruz ain't lost since 2015.
a,
Cruz
a
competed
three
in the
a,
WSOB
yeah.
with 6 rounds as an amateur.
We know that.
Okay.
He has
Now
a better names in his 6 fights than Raymond
Yeah,
does.
look the six names. Look
check
the
it out.
six
Check it
names
out.
that
Check it
he
out.
have.
Check it out. This boy started off fast. I want you to know this is Andy Cruz's record. We're looking over his resume, his 6 fights, and he started it fresh out the gate in a 10-round fight. That's how he started his career. He fought his first fighter that he ever fought, Juan Carlos, right here on Burgos. He had 35 fights and 7. That's impressive.
Yeah, and Cubans say, "Oh no, that was a loser, bro."
Nah,
You don't
that's impressive. For your
understand. The
debut,
Cuban fans
for
don't
your day,
understand.
bro. Wait a minute. For your debut, you fought a guy with 35 fights and 7 losses. Really? For your
Bro,
debut
bro.
and a 10-round fight. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Then he got another 10-round fight. I think they were all 10-round fights.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
yeah,
his
yeah.
last fight. Oh, slow down. His last fight was 12 rounds.
Oh,
Right here, 12 rounds.
yeah.
Right? He
Let's see that.
stopped him in the fifth. He went 10. He can go the distance. He went six. He went 10. He went three, and he went 10. So he can go the distance. He has a gas tank. I remember him fading. I remember him fading a little though, and his performance going down. Um, but
I don't know why I don't remember that last 12 round fight. I remember
right
the
here,
other ones. Yeah, I don't know where that
espérate,
was.
aquí.
Mira para allá, 17-2. That's a young lion. And the second lost what? With Andy Cruz? And the
I
KO, Andy Cruz gave the KO, right?
hold on, hold on, hold
Check
on.
check it out. Check it out. How it is.
I think. Wait up. Let's check it out. I'm gonna. Okay, so he lost to a fellow Japanese fighter right there, and then the Andy Cruz fight, Andy stopped him in the fifth
So the knockdown that he got in his record was because Andy gave it to him.
knockout. Yeah,
A young lion.
yeah, his only knockout. Andy was the only one to stop him. Yes, and
Oh,
Andy
because it was
stopped
in
him.
Japan. That's what I don't remember that one.
No, no, wait,
No?
no,
Where?
wait,
Where it was?
wait.
Where it
This
was?
was in Madison Square Garden
What I don't
in
in
the
the
theater in
theater.
New York City.
What I don't remember that fight.
Edwin, right there to the right. Go to event and click on it. See what card it was on.
Got you. Richard Hitchinson and George Camboa.
There you
Oh,
go. That's the
that's
card he fought
why.
on.
That's why because I don't watch George Camboso and
And Richard Hitchinson.
yeah, that's why.
That's the fight
That's
card
why.
he was on.
They don't sell me the undercard of Andy Cruz. If they told me Andy Cruz was gonna be there, maybe, and then I watch it and buy it. But you don't told me Andy Cruz was gonna be there, so I don't bought that stuff. I don't
Yeah.
want to watch.
Whoa, whoa,
He's
I
whoa,
want to
whoa,
always
watch
whoa.
Hitchens versus Subriel, and you give
Bang
me
Bang says
Camboso.
that Murataya don't have pop and Cruz's chinny equals good fight.
What
Bro,
What are
Murataya?
Murataya
you
got
talking
cracked.
about?
Let's
Mortai
check
don't got pop.
Murataya's record. Let's check
Oh my
Murataya.
god. All right.
Murataya got pop, boy. He can crack.
Yeah. Of course
Yeah,
he
let's
can.
silence these people.
Hold
Shit.
on, hold on, hold
I'm
on,
not
hold on.
saying this is gonna be an easy fight for Andy Cruz and stuff, but the guy have shown in this six fight that he can do it. But it's really tough. 23,
23
still
and 0 with 17
17
knockouts and
KO.
no pop. Está
Shit.
loco, Ben.
He's 73% knockout ratio.
Ah,
Está
he must be
borracho.
wearing that FUBU shirt.
He must be wearing the FUBU shirt. It's getting him dizzy. Yo,
It's not letting him
loosen it
think
up.
right.
Crazy stuff without knowing,
Yo.
you know?
Let me see. Well, he starts off his career with a pretty good streak of knockouts. Good start. Then he goes unanimous decision, back on
That's
knockout.
a normal record of a
Yup.
normal boxer.
Look at that right here. Look. Wait a minute. Look.
But he got a lot
Consecutive.
of 6 and 8 fights.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 consecutive knockouts.
But 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 those
Nine,
are
nine.
6 rounds, 4 rounds,
Yeah. But I just wanted to see when
eight
this guy
rounds.
talks about no power.
Ten.
Well, that
Now
was
look,
pretty
look when he
consecutive
started the 10 round. Check when he started to do 10 rounds.
right here.
Yep, and that was 23.
Yep.
03, 23. So at the same time that
Now I
Andy
want you
Cruz
to
was
pay attention to
starting,
something. Wait. I want you to pay attention to something. Right? This is what we
yep,
got to pay attention to. He's a he's been fighting at this weight at 135 for a very long time. When he stepped up in his competition at 10 rounds, it was in this weight division. So as you're going to see, this is where he was in the weight division under this weight.
okay,
He's been
yep,
fighting guys this big, this size for a
for
very long
and
time, and he went to 12 rounds in a unanimous decision. So he has a
I'm
gas
calling the
tank.
second.
He
Okay,
got a gas tank. He
but I'm
got a
gonna
gas tank,
25
guys.
5. Like he got good 31 4. But these Cubans say no. Those boxers that he fought like are
31 and 4,
watch ups, or I'm saying,
33
dude,
and
you don't understand what is fighting somebody 35-5 or 35-4. That's not an easy walk.
well,
Hey,
Tevin
Kane says, "What
Farmer.
up, Kane
Kevin
says, "What
Foreman.
up, fellas? Cambosos lives next door to my house. If you're lucky, you might just see him riding his pet kangaroo."
Wow. Listen, so uh Raymond Morataya went to a unanimous decision with Tevin Farmer, right? Uh I think Tevin Farmer was pretty good until homeboy starched him. Schofield there starched him.
No, Kevin Foreman is a good gatekeeper. Like, if you want to know if a boxer is gonna be good or not, Kevin Foreman right now is one of those boxers that can tell us who is who and who is not, and
Hey,
he did
DJ,
that.
we got Collazo unified champ. We got René Santiago unified champ. We got Xander's Eyes that's about to unify. Yeah, we lost Suriel.
We lost one
Okay,
belt,
not a big deal.
Yeah,
but
but
we
you know
have
what?
But
gold.
They
but
We
we
went a
got a
have
little
bunch
gold.
of
fine.
We
we
have
got a
gold
bunch
to
of Puerto
spare.
Ricans on the come up.
We
Yeah,
got gold to spare,
and now we
bro.
got a company too. We got a promotion company now. We don't depend from these promoters and stuff. Now we got a promoter, but none of you have. So
Honey,
what you
honey,
got?
go put on some
Okay.
clothes.
She.
I had to send my girl off, man. You guys were watching her too much. Yo.
But but
Dude,
now we good. We good. PR boxing is up right now.
We
Like
up
hell
right now. We
yeah.
good.
We
Yo,
got
the month.
champions
Listen,
and a
listen, listen,
promotion.
listen. Check this out.
What?
Check this out. This is how much we good, right? That it is still literally the same month that Subiel lost his belt, and we're already getting a crack at another one. So all our guy got to do is come through for us, and we good. And on top of that, we're gonna be more than good. We're gonna create history, hopefully so, right? That he'll be the first to be a unified world champion on the island. Then we'll have three consecutive unified champions
Boom.
currently.
Boom. In the history of Puerto Rico
All right.
boxing.
So there's a lot, and we haven't even finished the month. So
And
we're
you
not
saw?
if Xander could come through for us, we wouldn't even be down one calendar month. Not that we're down at all, but watch,
but
watch,
DJ, you can't compare Puerto
watch.
Rican boxing in the 90s, just
Nah,
like you can't compare
of course
American
not.
boxing, UK boxing, Japan boxing
We all had
in
our
that
time.
era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
You want to
yeah.
era was
compare?
the they didn't fuck around era.
We don't got
That
no
era
Phoenix
was Don
Trinidad right
King.
now,
Don King
or
was
no
the
Hector
best
Camacho,
promoter,
but
and Bob Adam have to keep
Keith
up with
Clones
him, you know.
gonna be
And in the
there.
'90s, his other style and was
He'll be
Macho
there. He'll be there. He'll
Camacho.
be there.
Yes, and you cannot compare that
Yeah,
because
nah.
Miguel Cotto, right? If you want to put it like that, Macho Camacho started everything. Then Tito Trinidad came up after him, and when Cotto get that,
Oh
Cotto
yeah, yeah.
Cotto got
We
all the wave. He just
right.
was riding that wave with top
Yeah.
rank. We That's
Yes,
the
DJ,
first,
UK is coming up. They
yeah.
are.
They
But
always
They've
there.
always been
The
though. It's
UK
just
is
like Puerto
always
Rico.
there.
you have
They're
to fight
always
over
in the
here in
mix.
the states.
UK, what it is, the top like countries, like what it is, America, UK, Mexico, and this is in no particular order. Puerto Rico, Japan, um, uh, I would say for big teams, right? And then there's all the smaller countries that have got like several fighters in the mix here and there. Here comes Mick. Here comes Mick. Mick,
Yeah,
cut me,
but
Mick.
it's like
Cut
that
me. I'm
Eddie
I'm
Hearn,
I'm, I'm bleeding,
that's
Mick.
trash.
Huh?
If you wanna make it in boxing, you have to
No, no,
come
no.
to the state
But
and main
wait.
event.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they
yeah.
got good boxers over there,
No,
but
no. What I'm
nobody know them.
saying though, what I meant to say though, well, let Mick in here. What I was saying though was, when you talk boxing, the top countries that lead the way that
Oh
are
yeah,
always
yeah.
going against each other, we're in the
And
mix
give
with
it.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
We
that.
are the mix.
We're not like France.
No, no, no. We are
Like
the mix.
France, like
We
a
we
France,
we,
you'll get like occasionally one
we put money
Frenchman or
there.
yeah, like but for the countries that are really got
That
invested
invest
invested
in
heavily,
boxing.
UK, they're always there.
You have to come over here, and make it over here with our guys and stuff, and
Yeah, they're
then you're
always in
gonna
the
be
mix. They're always
recognized.
in the
But
mix.
winning
Yeah.
the how the Commonwealth titles and the
Right.
UK
Right.
titles,
Nah,
that nah, you have to come
they've
here
always been
and
there. So yeah, that's
and
not
raise
common.
money.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah, they
common.
can come over
Mick, what's
here.
up, Mick? Mick, what's going on, Mick? Talk to me, Mick.
What's up, my guys?
What's up,
Um,
buddy? How you
What
doing?
else? What up?
I'm I'm good, my man.
Hey,
Front
Mick, we
line,
don't want to talk
I'm
about
serious.
Baru.
I'm not talking about, but
Mick,
I'm
talk
not talking
about
about
whoever
the
you
round of the
want
day.
to. Talk about
Like
whoever you want to, Mick.
so for like as you're saying there, like the UK boxing's kind of in a mess at the minute. Like the cards that they're putting on's pretty poor. There's no real stars coming
Yeah,
through.
I don't understand him.
So like people will say Puerto Rico's down bad, but like people forget Puerto Rico's got like the population of about 3 million. Like
Yeah.
the amount of champions that they have is crazy.
No, no,
Like
yeah.
throughout the
Per
years,
capita, yeah, we're we hold our weight. Yeah, definitely.
absolutely. It's not an easy place to go and win a world title. It's not an easy place
Hmm.
for even get into, like to make it out of Puerto Rico and
Yeah.
like make it as a world champion, man. You've got to take
Right.
your hat
Mick,
off today,
Mick,
guys.
Right.
I wanna ask you, Mick, how you guys
Yeah.
been celebrating the victory of over Sudir Matias?
Dalton
Tell us how
Smith.
you guys been celebrating.
How's it out there for
No,
Dalton?
like so Dalton Smith kind of got more media presence as such, but
Right.
like man, we didn't. Maybe in Sheffield they'll be celebrating quite hard, but
Right.
like we're on to the next fights. We're on to the next fights already. So, it was a great win for Smith. Probably, I don't know. On my TikTok, I don't know. A rating of 10 British fighters that's won world titles away, and Dalton Smith was number 8. So it was like that's it. It was that big a win. Nobody expected them to win as such, but yeah, I just wanted to say as well. See how you're talking about British and the Commonwealth titles.
Yep.
You're kind of for the step to the world, like your step to the world title. So, like you got your British, Commonwealth, and then European.
Right.
So
No,
it's like kind of for the step. So they bring in steps to
I
find.
understand the path. I understand
Yeah,
the
it's
path
like
over there. But coming
you-
here, you see what happened with Dalton Smith when he came over here and beat a American champion, a Puerto Rican over here in the state. You saw how the media went through him. They asked him. But if you stay over there in England fighting over there, you're not gonna make the same sensation because you haven't been proven. That's how it's always gonna be. Look at it.
Well,
uh,
well, times are changing. Times are changing, and like it used to be, the mecca of boxing was like Las Vegas, right, and places like Madison Square Garden. Those were like the mecca of boxing. Now with this Turkey dude coming in, Turkey throwing all this money around, the UK holding the world championships for a while, and then the way that they're selling out those stadiums, they don't really need to cross the pond anymore because the competition is kind of even now. What we meant in
Yeah.
the reference of cross the pond, it was because the best were on this side. That's what it was, the reference. But now in the last 20, 30 years, um, it's kind of been like everybody's gotten a good run, a good playing field. We kind of started over. The fact of the matter is, yeah,
No,
America
but
has hold
mira,
their own.
the Turkey over there, that Saudi Arabia stuff that don't sell. Nobody, but most of the people don't buy those pay per
No,
view.
but he's
Maybe
putting
in
on fights in
England,
America again.
not. But where? Yes, where?
New
In
York
Madison.
City,
Yes, why? And
tennis
he started
courts.
in the street of New York City. Then he got the tennis court, and finally he's gonna do in Madison Square Garden. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's the real mega.
Yo,
It's
and
always gonna be like that.
yeah, you know
You
what it
know?
is. You know what it is for me. Hey, Matt, I'm a Mick. I'm sorry, Mick.
yeah.
See if you can relate to me with this. Right? Is it no better feeling than watching like a fighter, young fighter like Moses Atama come into the very stadium like Wembley or something, where big world champions in UK in that building won their title fights like the Klitschko's and everything like that. When that young fighter walks into that building, he looks on the wall that the fighters previous of him, like in New York, you walk in, you see Muhammad Ali in the wall, you see Mike Tyson, you see all these guys that fought there. That energy and knowing that those men fought in that building, doesn't that mean something?
So yeah, yes, to a point. So like it's hard because see the big stadiums, they're football stadiums, what you would call soccer.
Yeah.
But like that would be pictures of like
Okay.
so Wembley would be pictures of like really famous soccer players who they
Okay.
would
So
look up. So you would
yeah,
they would be your
Jesus.
heroes over there, yeah. It'd be
Yep.
like playing at Gillette and looking at Tom Brady's picture
Right.
walking out, yeah,
Right.
kind of same thing. But I think that as I want to say to MCS, I disagree with the it was to being bigger in America. Obviously, Fresh promoted this program, this card. Eddie Hearn did no promotion over here for it. So
Right.
nobody really knew Dalton Smith was fighting over here
Right.
other than until he'd won.
Yep.
So
Well, Mick, you're in
Always is like
Australia, right,
that.
Mick?
Always is like
I'm
that.
I'm from Scotland.
He's from Scotland.
No, I
Mm,
know,
UK.
but aren't you in Australia though?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
No, because that the island is divided. Scotland in one side, then Britain in another side,
Who is
then
that fight?
Wales
Hey,
in
Mick.
the right,
Mick.
something like
Mick.
that. It's
Mick.
something
Mick.
like that.
Mick. 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 So it was a good fight to explain where Mick's what kind of fight he was really. I guess I'm gonna take a shot at this, but I bet you were really interested when Jack Catterall fought um uh
Josh Taylor.
Barbosa.
Josh. Yeah, yeah. I bet that fight was really big for like on that side of the world. Was it? Was it as big out there for the Scottish and the?
It kind of was, but like Jack Catterall doesn't have any following as such. He's such a boring fighter. I don't like
Ah,
I don't
you
like
so
Josh
Josh
Taylor
Taylor,
either.
you're
See, you
Scottish guy,
see.
No,
right?
no, I don't like Josh Taylor either. No, no,
No,
I think like he's vastly overrated.
he
Like
had the
he,
four
Really?
belts, man. He
he
did
did,
it.
he did, but like his biggest win was Postal, and then like
Yeah,
they were all vacant belts when he won them. So he beat Baranchik, beat Progre, and then he unified
yes,
against Ramirez, yeah,
right.
undisputed.
That
So
was a
like
good fight.
that was a good fit. Like Taylor was well in control for 5 or 6 rounds, but he doesn't
And then
have
he
a
got
gas
caught.
tank.
Yeah, he
Uh,
got clipped.
so like if you actually look at the scorecards, I'm sure it finished 114, 113. And Taylor was like miles ahead to start with. It was so close a fight at the
Hey,
end up.
Mick, when you say Taylor doesn't have a gas tank, is it like round one gas tank or?
Stop it.
Ah.
Stop it. Stop it. You know what
So
I
like
mean?
I really wanted to speak about like Andy Cruz. So people forget also Andy Cruz has got another pro win on his record, but it was an amateur because
Yeah.
Keyshawn was a pro when he went to the Olympics, and Andy Cruz beat him in the final. So
Andy Cruz beat him 4 times.
yeah, but the last one at the Olympics, Keyshawn was
Yeah,
already
at
a
the
pro.
Olympic for the gold, and then Keyshawn got the silver.
Yeah, so Keyshawn had already had 3 or 4, 5 pro fights at that point.
Hmm.
So he was a pro that went back to the Olympics. Um, like Cruz has barely lost a round, but Bose Ennis is trying to, for me, he's taken away from the fighter that Cruz was. He's trying to change him, but at 30, he's hard to change. It's hard to change that kind of fighter. But I think also like the Loma stuff that you said, like Loma only had 3 fights after the war. Ortiz, Haney, and his very last man, Cambosis. So like all his big fights were before the war started.
Right.
But I think like Jermaine Ortiz as well has been underrated. Do you not think he could fight in the counter punch style round one on the back foot?
Jermaine,
Cause yeah,
I think he can do everything. And one thing that he can do that Keyshawn can't do is switch right to lefty. I
Okay.
oh
think
yeah,
that
If you
if
can put me
Jermaine gets in
mute, oh, I'm
trouble,
leaving. I'm leaving. I'm coming back. I'm gonna eat. Okay.
yep, yep. If Jermaine gets in trouble at any time, that he can switch it. You know what I'm saying? He can switch from right to left. So there's a lot of things that I favor Jermaine in, and there's a lot of things athletically too that Keyshawn brings to the table. Keyshawn can roll and slip punches. He uh he can slip that punch right underneath the gut, right underneath your guard. He's really good in that. So he brings a lot of things to the table, but like I've seen Jermaine the best of Jermaine, you know what I mean? And at a younger version. And those losses, I know he learned something, and he had Teofimo Lopez frustrated. He had Tio pointing at the ground, come on, like this, like that. He couldn't cut off the ring on the kid. He couldn't do anything, and it was just like, so I know what Jermaine is capable of doing. Um, but I just believe that he has a different approach here. And I think if Jermaine quickly sees, let's just say in a hypothetical situation, they start the fight and Keyshawn throws a good shot and clips Jermaine. And Jermaine goes like this and looks at him and goes, "That's all you got?" That's gonna be a bad sign for Keyshawn because Jermaine's gonna see that he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. And Jermaine is tired of losing close fights. I got to admit, he's got a pretty strong argument in the Loma and Tio fight for both those world champions. Both of them will probably be Hall of Famers. No doubt Loma. Let's see where Tio ends up. But I'm saying like I just think that uh Jermaine's on that level of fighter. Let's just hope that Keyshawn is really him. It's bad for the fight fans when they get a rude awakening now, isn't it? When you've been led this whole time thinking that this guy is a hell of a fighter. But what you really don't pay attention to because you were so hyper focused on your guy getting knockouts is how actually good his competition really was. Now, I had to give Keyshawn a lot of credit for that Lemos win, right? Because I saw Lemos fight Richard Hitchens. I saw that with my own two eyes. And Keyshawn picked him apart. Now, although my co-host Frontline put it out there and said, yo, they made him cut weight until the night of the fight, and he felt like he came in weight drained. I says, yes, I can agree to that. But that still doesn't take away the hand speed, the combination, and the opening that Keyshawn delivered. He had to also put that together. So, and then it was early. It wasn't like Lemos was in the 8th round where that the weight cut would have started to show up. He was fresh. He was at the strongest he was going to be in the fight. And Keyshawn stepped back and made it look effortlessly. That's why I gave Keyshawn a lot of win for that. Because he gave Africa so much problems, and Africa, with a jab by himself, beat the shit out of Cambosas that beat who? Tio. And I know triangle theories don't work, but this is the evidence. I'm doing my homework. I'm doing my analysis. I'm going fight by fight. I'm pulling dudes' files. What did you do in your fight? How did you perform in yours? That's what I have. Now, the most common misconception and that people have in boxing, they judge the guy for their last fight. They hardly take into consideration that the next time you're supposed to see that fighter, he's supposed to be a better version of himself. Due to the fact that Keyshawn's coming off a year layoff, new head coach. By the way, I want you guys to put that in the chat who his head coach was, right? And he's on weight. He's not even at the size where he's cutting weight and fighting at that big size so he can be comfortable. You mean to tell me all of a sudden he's just going to gain a whole bunch of weight, cut it, then put it back on fight night, but you never trained at that weight? What kind of Mickey Mouse operation? So, and then last but not least, Keyshawn's mental state. There's a lot of question marks on Keyshawn Davis. A new weight division, a new coach, a new situation, a long layoff. There's a lot of question marks that I don't have answers to. I don't. But I know one thing. Jermaine Ortiz has been at this weight division. He's been fighting at this weight division consistently. I know that. And I know he can fight at this weight division. I know that. And I know what he looks like at this division. I know that. So if Keyshawn pulls this off, brother, Hats off to you. That's all I would have to say.
Hey,
Because
RL.
yep.
Edwin is known for butchering names. He calls Xander Zayas Xander
I'll
Zion.
do it. If you what are you new
He will
here?
butcher.
Congratulations.
He will butcher every name he
But
can.
if I butcher your name, that means I like you. You see what I'm saying? I always say that, right? Because I just that's my Achilles heel, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right.
So
So,
I agree
but
with your Keyshawn take round one. I think
huh?
that I agree with your Keyshawn take. I think is it possible he's at that weight because he's so terrified of missing it again?
Mm. And then Subriel talked to me in Puerto Rico about this one time. I said, off camera, we just kicking it. I said, yo, Subriel, you never think about going up to 147? He was like, not, and his face expression said it all. He's in that funny size, in that funny weight of a human that he can't quite make the weight next to him, but he's getting slightly too big for the weight he's in. He's damn if he do, if he damn if he don't. If you sacrifice and try to stay disciplined to stay where you are because you're comfortable there, you might be hurting yourself. But you're just not that big enough to fight with these guys that are cutting, you know, 22 pounds. Now they were saying Abaz, sorry if I'm messing up your name. He's cutting rumor 30 pounds for the
Yeah, that's
Xander
true.
fight.
That's true.
For 30 pounds. So when you're talking about Keyshawn Davis, you don't got nothing to back you. Where's your weight? What weight are you cutting to make this fight against Jermaine Ortiz? That's a big, by the way, a big boy. And I stress that. Jermaine is cutting a lot of weight because he's a big dude. And you mean to tell me you're playing around with fight night weight right now? Where's your extra 18 pounds, Keyshawn? You're not training with that extra 18 pounds? You're not? You're
So
not getting in there and sparring guys 160, 150, Keyshawn? Because if you're not doing that, I'll tell you right now personally, he's Jermaine Ortiz is fighting dudes 160, 170. I know that for a fact.
so it's interesting that where him and Shakur are actually training. They're training at the UFC PI. So that may be to put the weight onto Shakur properly.
Listen, you mean to tell me you don't like who's gonna be in his corner as a coach? Do you believe in this guy?
It
Did
must be
did,
Shakur's granddad. That's who
did
he's
you
training with.
do you yeah, that's what I was assuming. Do you believe in this guy? Did you guys bond? Did you guys if you get in a tight situation, does he know what to tell you what to do? Does he know that I mean there there's a bond between coach and fighter. You got to believe in the words he's telling you. You know, words are empty when you're in a fight and you don't believe in the person in front of you. You start to
Well,
think
let me
you
ask
can take
Google. Let me
over.
ask Google who's training Keyshawn. Let-
Listen, can you read some of these chats?
I was waiting for that. Let me go down because there's a lot.
Yeah, let's catch up to these chats.
Let me see. Boogie says Teal only has one KO in last 13 fights. Teal really
Damn.
not him. There's a Teal not like that. He don't ever want to unify. Says Vincent. Boogie says notice Teal ain't want that Matias smoke. Kane says, what does Mick think of Ricky Burns? Respect from Australia.
Ricky Burns. Wow.
Well, I can answer that. That Ricky Burns is the only UK fighter ever to be a 3-weight world champion. Nobody else has ever done that. 10 or 11 fight streaks and world titles. Lost to Crawford. He actually fought Crawford when he got a bad decision. He got given a jaw against Raymondo Beltran. Beltran for me won that fight. Broke Burns' jaw, and he fought. Burns then fought Crawford 4 months later. So, like, he lost to Crawford.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Naoya anyway beat Donaire, and he's a three-division world champion when he beat him.
Oh shit, you didn't fuck his name up. Oh shit. You've been practicing that, huh?
Nailed
Um,
it.
Saint Salvador says round one sports talk. We in the chat.
That's what's up.
Incredible setup. Whoa.
Thank you.
Bull Rider. Keyshawn Hold On Davis is trash.
He ain't
Uh,
trash,
let me
but
see.
I'm entitled to
EV
your opinion.
has Ortiz. RL says T already Hall of Fame. George
Not
Martinez,
quite.
not yet.
Not quite.
Barbosa, Matias comeback fight. Show Teal how it's done, says George. Teal fighting 135-pounder, not a flex, says Bang. Carlos says whoever has the most output will win that fight. He's talking about Keyshawn and
Hmm. Them ring magazine belts ain't gonna get Tio into the Hall of Fame. The fact that he got all the belts off Loma and lost them on his first attempt, never got a title defense on him, and then you know, um, he beat Josh Taylor that was stripped prior to the fight with them. He had all four belts, but nobody really thought that he beat Jack Catterall anyway, and he was on a real decline. But Tio fought him very well. And I think for the most part, Josh Taylor did show up to that Tio fight. Tio just outbeat him at the level, where what Josh Taylor was in his career. But Tio doesn't have that resume of Hall of Fame where he has a dominant reign. What does he have right now currently on that belt? What do you got? Two title defenses? What do you got? One with Jermaine, one with Arnold Barboza. What's he got?
Carget.
well,
Oh yeah,
no,
yeah,
he,
okay. He was champion still before that, right?
Carget,
What's
yeah.
okay, so he's got a few now. They're
but these are
starting
at
to slowly
35,
pile
Edwin,
up.
not 40.
They're
Not
No, they were
starting.
all
40.
at 40. They were all at 40. He's not got a title defence at 35. He lost to Cambosis in his first fight
Right,
at
right.
35, yeah.
This is all at 40
Right.
Yeah.
because the first title, he lost the belts. And
See,
that's what I'm saying. Tio, he had three belts at one time. But do I think that Shakur Stevenson is going to the Hall of Fame because he had three belts at 130? No, he's got some work to do. He's got a little bit of work to do. You see, some guys can have one belt and go to the Hall of Fame. The problem is they got 20 title defenses. They had a reign. If you don't have a reign, then you better be a multiple division. You got to have something to back your claim. You
Well,
just
Teal's the
can't.
one that's been pushing this whole Ring magazine belt.
Yeah, listen, that ring ain't get you in. That shit don't even count, really, bro. Like,
Exactly.
they don't
But he's
say
the one that's been
I belt
pushing
era.
it
It's a
because
four
he's a
belt era.
lineal. He's a
That's it.
lineal.
I
Yeah,
He's
it
a
totally
is.
agree.
You can
lineal
rub that on your
champion.
chest too. I mean, listen, great award. I'm not gonna lie. Great award. Great award. I would be honored to be a lineal champion. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to diminish it, right? But the facts are the facts. What we're looking for are the alphabet belts. These belts. That's what counts. Okay, and
Through round one.
your standard is measured by these belts because this is pro boxing and these belts set the standard in pro boxing. Just like the UFC belt, there's a lot of Miss Martial Art, little small arenas, but they don't go running around saying I'm the world champion over the UFC. No, because the UFC belt is the highest. This is the highest in the pros.
I get that round one, but like the lineal does mean something. Forget the ring
Yes,
belt. The
I
ring
would be
belt's
honored.
separate.
I said it, Mick. I would be honored.
Like the ring
I
belt's
would be
completely.
honored.
Ring belt's nothing, but the lineal beating the
Yeah.
man twice, like beating Loma and beating
No,
Taylor.
I would be honored. It's a great award. Good trophy. It's just a trophy that goes around your waist, but it does represent a form of excellence. It does acknowledge you for the best, beating the best type shit. So the award itself, the literal name, meaning, it does carry weight. Yes, it does. But in order for it to survive, it has to attach itself to one of these belts to have meaning. When have you
But
ever seen a world the main event come out to watch the ring magazine champion fight against this guy? The ring belt is on the line. Bullshit. I've never heard that.
So right, but like people confuse the ring belt and the lineal. The ring belt isn't a lineal title. They're separate, yeah.
Well,
Because
okay,
every division has to have a lineal champ, but
it
no
is
every division.
basically the same thing, my brother. You do know that.
Nah, nah, I disagree. This is just a
Well,
new thing. Because when you think it,
they're
every
both
division has to.
invisible. Well, the ring actually has a belt, but the other one is actually invisible.
Correct.
Like, come on.
Correct.
It's a
Aye, but
it's actually a name.
the actual ring belt doesn't actually go with the lineal because like Roy Jones has never been a lineal champ, but he had loads of ring belts.
Yeah.
It's the same as like the people are getting confused because Turkey started to push this ring belt lately,
Wait, hey yo,
and it's
what do you think? Hey Mick, what do you think about Oscar De La Hoya and the irony that he was the one that sold the Ring magazine to Turkey, and now they're publishing articles about Oscar in the ring, and he owned it. You know, once upon a time, if he would have still owned the ring, he would control a lot of the narrative that's being put out in boxing. And I don't think that that story about himself would have been put out there, him being the owner and all. Right. So I found that ironic that one of the first stories or the first credible sources that I can deem credible is the ring, rightfully so, the Bible of boxing, no matter who owns it. But it's a credible source, and they were one of the first people to put out the article on Oscar, and I found that hilarious.
so what I'll say on that is like when Oscar became the custodian of the Ring magazine,
Yeah.
that was basically to save it.
Yes,
So,
to save it because it was gonna shut down. Yeah, and it was just he didn't want to see it go
so,
because like right now, I didn't like to see HBO Go or Showtime. Those were some good days. I remember those days with HBO and Showtime, and I don't want to see Top Rank go, Top Rank leave. But I also want to see new players in the game too. But as you can see, look at Oscar made a video saying that he's now partnering with the PBC. So for this year of 2026, he's partnering up with Al Heyman and they're teaming up to put some hell of a cards. And Oscar said that, I think, in one of his clapback Thursdays.
Well,
That's where I saw it.
I think the go Edwin is they're all fighting against Turkey.
Yeah. At the end, that wait a minute. Then didn't I say hypothetically? Did I not say this front line that Turkey was coming out playing nice, getting all these guys to sign up and sign their fighters with them. And then I said, I have a feeling that he's gonna like turn all of us against each other and employ boxing from within. Did
so
did I
with
not
that,
say that front line a
You've been
long
saying
time
that
ago?
since he came into the picture. Yeah.
I've been saying it since a long time ago. I said, watch it. People come in, they're not always your friend with a smile. Just everybody that gives you money or laughs at your joke is not always your friend. It'll take a little bit of time for them to reveal themselves, but you give a person enough time, they'll reveal themselves. You see?
so with that kind of stuff round one, like I've read the Virgil and Oscar lawsuits against him. So like Oscar has got a deal in place for the zone for the next 2 years. Turkey they bought 10% in the zone recently. The Seller Group, which is Saudi Arabia.
Right,
So I think it's more to get Al Heyman into that kind of picture because he just really has a distribution deal with Amazon. He's not putting on any other cards out the way. But one thing that Oscar did do was when he was the Ring magazine custodian, he never gave out these belts willy nilly. Like they were, I think there was only two belts ever fought for when he was it, and I think one was Mikey Garcia and the other was Canelo, and he stripped Canelo. But like Turkey's handing them out like sweets. He made Jerome Ennis versus Staniosis a one versus two. But how does Staniosis ever jump above somebody like Errol Spence who had just lost? Like
right.
it's there, for me. There has to be a separation in what the two mean. But like I think Oscar, I think the whole situation with Oscar, Virgil, like Oscar's willing to make the fight, agreed to fight, and Virgil's want twice the money. It's just it just gets really messy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wish we got the fights.
Yeah, hold up, Mick. Let me answer this right here, right, my man, right here.
Keyshawn
Frontline.
says, you want to see how credible the ring belt is? Pull up all the rankings right now. Ring rankings are most accurate, not including pound for pound, obviously.
All right. Like, like, for example, right? The WBC has a ranking. The IBF, the WBO, they all have their ranking. Each of them copy what the next organization, and they put it up on their page, like so. Then the ring has their ranking, right? Okay. Although the ring might be correct in order, let's say they're less biased than all the four major sanctioning bodies. But here's the kicker to that. The Ringside magazine, I mean the Ring magazine, they only exist because their ranking system consists of their fighters, not of the ring fighters. The ring
Mm,
doesn't the ring doesn't have their own ranking system with their own belt. They don't have their own fighters. What they're actually showing you, if you just pay attention, are these alphabet fighters and their ranking system. Although their ranking system might be better, they might organize it. It doesn't really matter because the ranking system that does matter are these ones. And those are the ones we obey by. Those are the ones we go by to a certain extent, right? Because you could always bring up a George Gamboa from anywhere, right? Okay. So, but what I'm saying is the ring belt, although you might think, hey, they make more sense over here. Their ranking system is better in order. Their belt is prestigious. Really, your belt doesn't survive without them.
yeah.
Period.
So,
Period.
so there
You
maybe was
know,
a time where the
you
Ring
have to
magazine
attach
rankings,
yourself to them.
there was a time where they meant something, but like no now. Like they've got Jerry Zhang as like the number five heavyweight in the world. He's like lost three fights in a row. There's
Yeah.
so many. There's so like their rankings now is like ridiculous. You've got Virgil at number one at 150, 154. But Fondora's been a unified champion in the division.
I know.
Virgil's never been a
They
world
give
title
him no
holder.
respect. They give
It's
him no
crazy.
respect. They and then they say that the Ring magazine's rankings are better. No, you guys rank sometimes by the most popular.
100%.
Who is the most popular, the more known? Because technically, Sebastian Fundora is the best 154 pounder because he had two belts, and Mick is right. That's 100% accurate. Though, listen, if you're in a division and there's four champions and you each have one belt, even though you have a better record than me, let's say you even fought the better competition, but the truth is, how the hell are you gonna beat your chest, say you're better than me if we're all equal? You don't have two belts. I have one, you have one, you have one. We are equal. In the truth, you might have fought better people, you got better knockouts. But what separates you is unification. And to tell you the truth, Sebastian Fundora is the one that's more qualified to hold that as the best 154 pounder. Jerron Busen still hasn't had a fight there. He can't take the claim because of what you did. You mean to tell me that in boxing, you guys are willing to give these guys the victory on yesterday's score? On
Yeah, I agree.
yesterday's score, you're telling me that just because Jerron Busen once upon a time down there was a champion, he's the best up here? Just because you say so, because what he looked like down there. That's how you judge boxing? Really? And I'm supposed to listen to that? Really? You don't come I come from the show me state. You're going to have to show me. Prove to me that that's who you are. Why did constantly a lot of fight fans put the cart before the horse? Jerron Boots Ennis is what at 154? What? What evidence do you have to say that? Wait, before you even talk, are you going to talk about yesterday's score? Don't bring that shit up because you're not going to win today's game like that. He's got to go out there and do that. And until he does that, sorry, Papa, you don't got You don't got a leg to stand on. You just gonna come up here with a name and we gotta buy that. Nah, bro. I'm sorry. Until you beat one of these guys, then I know what you're capable of. I would love to see it, Jerron. But you at least you gotta show it to us first. Come on.
Hey,
I
Boogie
mean,
says all you
what?
gotta see is Devin take that Haney is is on the rings pound for pound list. That's all I gotta say.
He ain't
Right.
on no pound for pound list.
Like,
They put him on the pound for pound list now. I don't think that his win over Brian Norman Jr. I think that everybody's a little prisoner in the moment. God, Jesus, that's one performance off that debacle and then that fight with Jose. Calm down. Okay, he beat Brian Norman Jr. that we can all agree was like what all of 23 years old. He was a young champion. He really didn't fight anybody spectacular, neither Brian Norman Jr., right? And like he's been dropped in a fight before. So, let's pump our brakes before we just praise Devin Haney, for now he's a pound for what did he do pound for pound that impressed you that you've never seen out of him before? Nothing. That was
totally agree.
vintage Devin Haney at best. And I'm not downing his performance. Thank God that part of him showed back up. And I'm thankful for that because I wanted to see Devin Haney bounce back. Yes. But unfortunately, when you assessed and break down his performance, I've seen that version of Devin Haney countless of times. He didn't get stronger by the punch because had he did, Brian Norman Jr. would have stood down. He didn't take better chances. He didn't prove to us he wanted to finish the guy. Same thing he did with Regis Progress. He gets up in the fight, drops the fighter, and puts it in cruise control. People don't want to pay their money to see that. They want to see you bring us blood. They want to see you go in there, take chances, risk. Show us you're trying to finish him. Take us out of our seats. By the time the main event, it shouldn't be much. We're all pretty much drunk by then. Can't you do your part? See, so in that regards, Devin hasn't changed. Then all of a sudden, the boxing world is going to go in an uproar. Oh, put him on a list. How? What the fuck did he do that was new? That, he way back. Now, had he knocked, now you could say, had he knocked him out, oh shit, he punched it. Then they would have said snack, right? But that's another story. But you know how they do? But he had to bring something new to the equation, not the same shit you've been doing. That's it. So I didn't put him on my pound for pound list because he didn't technically he didn't really show us anything. But it's good to see that you're back. Yes, it's good to see that you're back.
Hey, RL wants to know. So beating the number one champion after the lineal unified champion left the division, you drop him and sweep him. Already being a two division undisputed champ, he isn't pound for pound? Question mark.
Yeah, because what you're leaving out of the story was the weak performance against Jose and the destruction of Ryan. There's a gap in between your story. You got to add that into the equation because that shit happened. So
It
he's
wasn't a good
coming
time.
off. He's coming off a lackluster performance against Jose. Then he beat up the champion. He wasn't coming off of a run, a consistent run, like you so eloquently put, right? You're leaving out the horror show in the middle. It's like you watched the movie until it favored you and you walked out. You didn't want to see the end of the movie. You see, Devin just showed up. One fight that he just showed up and he's pound for pound with one fight. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. was a champion, a young champion, a champion that really wasn't proven. Great fighter, good, but got a lot to learn in the game. Devin was levels above him, so cut it out. You knew Devin was levels above Brian Norman Jr. The problem was we didn't know what version of Devin we were going to get. But let's say we take away the Ryan Garcia debacle. Jose's fight never happens. That shit never happened to Devin. And you put Devin in, announce that fight with Brian Norman Jr., you would have never said Brian Norman Jr. was going to beat Devin then, now would you? Because you knew then Devin was levels above Brian Norman Jr. The only thing that made it interesting were two things. Brian Norman Jr. had a belt, and we didn't know what version of Devin. That's what made it even. The second Devin Haney showed up, the skill gap, you saw it. So don't give me that shit like he beat some superior boxer in Brian Norman Jr. just because they sold it to you. Devin was always that fighter. It was up to him to show up. That's exactly what beat Brian Norman Jr. Nothing new. And I mean nothing. I dare you, as for a homework assignment, go play that Brian Norman Jr. fight and then go play, let me see, Regis Progress fight. Let me see, the Yuri Gamboa fight. Go watch Devin. Watch how he moves, his mannerisms, everything. And go watch the Brian Norman Jr. fight. And you're going to notice one thing real fast. Damn, Devin, you didn't change anything. You look the mirror image of yourself against Regis Progress. As a matter of fact, you were better in the Regis Progress fight because you were more aggressive. Although you hurt Brian Norman Jr. in your recent fight, you didn't show that aggression. You were still way more cautious. There was a lot of moments in that Brian Norman Jr. that there was dead space. And they were edging themselves to it. In the Regis Progress fight, he was stepping to Regis. So actually, he fought better in the Regis fight than he did in the Brian Norman Jr. fight, if you want to be technical. So where does this award him on a pound for pound list? I have no idea. Maybe to a person that's a prisoner of a moment. Maybe to those kind of people. Yes, maybe. But no, you're not going to get my grade like that. Nah. Nah. You're not going to get one over on me. I know what you are. And the second he becomes the fighter I knew he can be, Devin Haney, I'm telling you, I've said this for a long time. A long time. I can be critical to a fighter. Critical. Never said he sucked. Never said he was trash. Never. I'm just critical on the situation. But I believe in Devin Haney. Yes. Yes, I do. And one day I think I'm trying to,
Hey, Bill, keep them checks coming in, Bill.
it's been tough for Devin. Yeah, it's been tough for him, man, right? He's been fucking ridiculed and everything and the media. But the kid don't duck no smoke. He fucking goes and fights the fight we asked him to fight. And I think, man, he's gonna turn into a good fighter. I think I'm waiting for that moment to click. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it never happens. But I think he's gonna be a way better fighter. And if that ever happens, man, if I'm right about this, if I'm right, I'm being tough on him for a reason. Why? Because I expect more from Devin Haney. I know he can be better. I just know it. It can be better. He's not there yet. And that's why I said, what? 100 billion times. Devin Haney is not a finished product. He is not a finished product. I'll tell you when he's finished.
So who do you got instead of Dev? Take him out of the slot and put who in there?
And for what? For pound?
Yes.
I just think that there's better fighters. There's with Terrence Crawford retiring. You know how I feel about Usyk in the heavyweight. He's already king. You don't put a king on a list with mortal men. He's already fucking king. I think that's a disrespect to put him on the pound for pound list, to be honest. Imagine putting the heavyweight champion on the world because the heavyweight champions and division's hurting so bad that they need the pound for pound list to put eyes on it. wow, how far have we gone in boxing? Like, really, right? Like, he's a fucking king. You put him on a list, Jesus, right? So anyway, if you're gonna put Usyk on the list because that's what they're doing now, because the heavyweight needs help, right? It's embarrassing. You put him at number one, I guess, right? Because by default, he has the best belt in all of boxing. You can't really like do anything. But if we were doing real, it would be Naoya Inoue at number one because he's the best talent all around. You can't bring belts and divisions in the equation. What you got to bring in is how does he fare against all styles? Can he fight lefty, righties, moving backwards, forward? How's his footwork? He can't have no holes. So as when we cover fighters and as a whole, I got Naoya Inoue, I got it's a tough one for the second for me because after that performance with Junto and Shakur Stevenson had a better overall performance when he showed that he can fight William Cepeda in his style and beat him in his own style. Shakur Stevenson didn't even fight in his own style in that fight and he beat William Cepeda. That's pound for pound shit right there. So I gotta get Shakur Stevenson in there, Bam Bam Rodriguez, and who am I missing right now? Oh shit. I gotta be honest. A lot of you guys are not gonna know this guy, or maybe you do, maybe my Puerto Ricans, but Oscar Collazo is shining for when as it comes for skills. Not for and he's punching for a guy his size. He's really underestimated on this list because not a lot of little guys ever make this list. Naoya Inoue is a unicorn. He's an exception. But to be at the bottom, the lowest, and they actually put Oscar Collazo on the list on some people's list, that says a lot about his boxing skills. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but he's another great boxer. Um, and the other guys are just too young right now to consider. But like Moses Thomas and all them other guys, and they're just too young. Uh, I would have to slide uh
Would you put Benavides in there?
he has his feet are trash. His footwork is garbage. The problem with Benavidez fans is that he's so explosive upstairs. I don't think anybody ever really bothered to look at his footwork, but I dare you to go out and look at his footwork. He trips over his own foot. It looks like he has two left feet. I know amateurs and amateur boxers that got way better footwork than Monster Benavidez. Now, I do understand that he has come leaps and bounds in recent fights. The David Morale fight, he was a little heavy, still dragging that back foot because he has a bad habit doing that his entire career. He's trying to break out of it. You can see he remembers when to pick it up versus dragging it, right? But his footwork is horrible. Like, and that's what takes him out of being a complete fighter. You can't be so bad in one area and be on a pound for pound list. And it makes me feel that the only reason why you got there is because of belts or guys you beat. And then they're watering down the pound per pound again for popularity. Here we go again, back to square one. When we're trying to make the pound for pound list, skills. The face of boxing has nothing to do with belts, divisions. It
Would you
has
throw
to do
Ennis in there?
it
Boots?
has to do Jerron Boots Ennis. I would love to. He just doesn't have the he doesn't have the proof against world class opposition that he can do that all the time. It's his opposition has been like B plus, right? He didn't really he didn't do that to Keith Thurman. He didn't do that to Terrence Crawford. He didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's just gotta prove it. I mean, some of these guys, they, and but all around too, like, you
Good to
know,
have Bevo Betepiev.
oh, Bevo, Demetrius Bevo. How did I forget him? Demetrius Bevo is a complete fighter. He's a
Yeah,
complete fighter. He belongs on the
Betepiev as
list.
well. Yeah,
Right.
Betepiev as well. They two should be on it.
He should be on the list. He's a complete fighter. That's a
Hey,
complete
don't
fighter.
slip, Edwin. RL's writing this shit down.
Let him write it down. My pound for pound list. I'll stand on that.
He
See, I
said so
think
exactly. Dev deserves to be there, definitely over Tank. I don't think we got Tank on no
We
pound
don't
for
got
pound
Tank on my five
at
because I
all.
got my top five. See, a lot of people do a 10 pound for pound list. Here at Round One Sports Talk, I do five. The reason with is I do five for multiple reasons. Check it out. First of all, I really don't give a shit who the number 8 pound for pound fighter in the world is. You're just describing a good fighter. I don't care who the ninth pound for pound guy is or the 10th. I really don't. The only thing I care about a pound for pound list is the top three, five fighters. They're the top three and the two that's threatening to take their spot. I think that the pound for pound list should be hard to get on. It should be remain prestigious, and we should keep the heavyweights off of it. They don't cut weight. Why are they in the same list with guys that cut weight? And they expect us to judge you equal. You shouldn't be on this list.
All right,
You
so
see,
Takeover wants to know: do you think Morel won his last fight? He was getting rocked.
he was getting rocked, but he did win the fight. He look, yeah, I think he won the fight. I
And
think he
then
won the
RL
fight.
said, "Give him the names again. No distraction. In order. Number one is in a way.
All right, I'm gonna take Inouye number one. Terrence Crawford retired, so I can't put him in. That guy, I got a hole right there. I had to fill. I had to go over some shit. So let me take Inouye. Let me take Demetrius Bivol. Let me take
No, in order. In order.
in order. In
So
order.
number one is in a way.
Yep. Number two is Demetrius Bivol.
Number two is Bivol.
Yep. As a complete fighter, yes. Number three is either going to be Shakur Stevenson or Bam Rodriguez. You could put either one in
Three and
between
four.
there. Three and
Three,
four.
three and four. Those two.
Yeah. And then I I know I'm missing somebody out there. And I know I'm gonna hate myself for it because I know somebody I'm missing. And then I'm gonna with respect put my fifth guy, Oscar Collazo.
So you don't see Tio in the top five.
No, and because I don't see Tio there, I don't see Junto there because with his performance, what performance of late? You even said it. Tio hasn't got a knockout in his last 13 fights. What has he done as a complete fighter? He looks like he doesn't have world class training. We've talked about this. So with that, you think Tio should get on the list? Shakur is a better all round, well-rounded fighter than Tio. He belongs on the list because remember, we're talking well-rounded fighting for pound, not accomplishments, not divisions.
I totally agree. Round one, like like recently, people have tried to change what pound for pound
Yes, really
actually
mean
is.
actually is right for popularity, and then they made it a 10 pound list and lowered standards just to get their fighter in there, their
You
favorite
started
fighter.
counting divisions, you go up,
Yeah,
but that's
right.
not what it is. It's like two bodies that are the same height, same weight, same everything, and past it, put the skills anyway into one body, and put the skills say who second the other body, and who wins.
Right.
And that's what pound for pound is. People like going, oh, he's went up three divisions,
Right.
but that's not what
See,
pound for
Mick,
pound is.
see, Mick, the problem with a lot of boxing fans, and I like to educate too and put this out there that we have to learn how to separate the three entities in boxing: the face of boxing, the pound for boxing, and the best fighter in boxing, right? And those are three separate entities that we argue and we get mixed up. And we think that the face of boxing has to have all the belts. Sometimes the face does. It's sometimes a rare coincidence that at the exact same time, the face of boxing happens to have all the belts. But the face of boxing consists of the most popular boxers worldwide. That in any country you could put their face on the poster. The person walking by will say, "That's Tank Davis. That's Jake Paul. That's Saul Canelo Alvarez. But if you take Terrence Crawford and you put his picture up there, they're gonna go, "Who's that?" Not a lot of people in every different countries, depending where you are, they'll know who Terrence Crawford is. So it's not necessarily in the sport. You beat the man and you take the torch. No, that's not the face of boxing. The face of boxing has nothing to do with belts, nothing. If you're popular, Jake Paul is the face of boxing. He doesn't own a single belt. He's more recognized in boxing circles than Terrence Crawford by far. Now, the best fighter in boxing isn't the pound for pound sometimes. Sometimes it is, sometimes he can be the face. But the best boxer in boxing is the boxer that takes the most risk, does the most impressive shit that no other boxers can do. Terrence Crawford jumped up two weight division and beat the unified, undisputed world champion. Naoya Inoue has never done that. Usyk never done that. Matter of fact, no boxer did that. That makes him the best fighter in our era. The greater the risk, the higher the reward. You're the best fighter we have. The pound for pound is the most skilled. Fighters like Naoya Inoue, now that Terrence Crawford has officially retired. Now Inoue is by himself because Terrence Crawford is not in the game. And as you know, pound for pound is only the only fighters that are allowed in it are active fighters. You can't be a retired fighter and claim pound for pound. For that, Floyd Mayweather would always have it. You have to be an active fighter. Seeing that he retired, Naoya's number one. There is no better fighter, all around fighter than that Japanese dude. Now that Terrence retired. And
Yeah,
that's,
agree.
you got to separate the three entities in boxing: the best fighter in the world, the face of boxing, and the pound for pound of boxing. Sometimes, in some rare occasions, it could be the same guy. He's that good. He could be an Oscar De La Hoya, that he was pound for pound, the face of boxing at the exact same time. And then he was doing best fighter shit. There's fighters that can do that, but don't confuse it. Just because there was that special guy that was able to pull that off, that does not qualify Terrence Crawford for being that. It's obvious he's not more famous than Jake Paul and St. Davis and Saul Canelo Alvarez. That's obvious. So he can't be the face. But he is the best fighter in the world. That he is.
Yeah, I like to split it between a couple of different things. I'd go pound for pound. Then I would look at career. But then, like as you say, the best boxer at the moment, and then I have like an all-time great list where
Yeah.
you compare eras. Where people now, I think they've got this misconception of, oh, look at the belts he's got. Um, he should be pound for pound, and you're like, well, no, really, when he can't do all this, what the other fighters can do. But I'm going to jump off, Edwin. I
Yeah.
appreciate you
Yeah.
having me on.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Anytime.
Mick, you the man.
let's
Mick,
go,
I'll see
Pat.
you on the 31st, Mick. I know you'll
I
be
see you.
here.
I'll see you there on the 31st.
I'll see you. Oh, well,
I'll
I'll
leave.
see you for the Andy fight first, right? You'll be
Yeah, yeah.
around. I'll
Yeah,
see
I'll
you
be
then.
around this week.
Well, I'll
Take it
see you then.
easy.
Yep. Take it easy,
Peace
brother.
out, guys. Catch you
Peace.
Later,
for
Mick.
bye.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Yeah. Frontline man. This is gonna be a good fight. The ending of this fighting month, and we haven't even got out the month.
Bro,
So,
January for boxing
man,
started strong.
strong, bro. Good start, boxing. Good start.
Very good start. And a lot of action packed fights, too.
Yeah. And
Hopefully,
right around this time too, we compete with a lot of top sports. Cause once football is around, that takes a lot of eyes, bro. You know what I'm
yeah, but
saying?
those are usually on Sunday, so it doesn't really affect.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of eyes, and then on the same day, because now they having like games on Thursday,
Yeah, yeah,
Saturday,
yeah,
Sunday, and Monday night football. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Type shit. So and then you were battling with the UFC and shit. So I really like that the boxing's coming out swinging big. You know, swinging big and making creating these fights and some decent fight cards here, man. Stick out. And we've had some pretty amazing fights already. Kick off and start off. We saw what I consider a huge upset of the year, starting off with Subriel and Dalton Smith. Um, I
Well, it
think we
started with Amanda.
well, no, Amanda, no, that wasn't an upset because Amanda won. We thought she was gonna win, so the winner
Oh, okay,
won.
okay, okay,
It
okay,
was a
okay.
competitive fight, yes, but the upset was bigger on that side. But we started off the year winning actually because we came out of the fight 4-1 out of the card. So technically, we are all on top as Puerto Rico, like because we went 4-1. That's not a losing record.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we did lose our queen, so to speak, in the game because we lost the belt. So we lost something big, but record wise, no. So that starts off the year, and we have a lot of boxing to unfold. I can imagine some of these matches and some of the fighters that we're expected to see mid-year, ending of the year. I could expect Naoya Inoue to at least fight 4 times a year. I'm gonna tell you that much. So we
You
might
think
get
he'll
him.
fight that much now? I don't
Yeah,
think
I
so.
will get him three to 4 times again. I don't. He's not showing any signs of slowing down, and he has definitely not already said anything about slowing down. So until he makes an announcement like that, I'm just gonna go. Expect Naoya in a way as usual, 4 times a year, just like last year, just like the year before. Until Corona, like I'm he did he's the type of fighter that he doesn't tell me anything different. He doesn't show me that he's declining or anything. No. So I'm expecting to see him 4 times a year, bro. Again. Yeah. And I hope we do see him. So and then we got your boy, Bruce Carrington.
Yep.
I
He's about to
I
put.
know you've been a little quiet over there about your boy.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Castro's definitely a huge step up. And let me tell you something. If he makes this fight look easy, I'm not saying it is, but if he makes it look easy, I feel sorry for Inoue.
Stop
Oh
it.
my God, do I feel
Castro's
sorry
no
for him?
Inoue. Where do you get this evidence from? You
Bang
acting
bang,
like if
JP
he
is
beats
just playing.
Castro, oh shit, that's Inoue's ass. Well, guess what? Castro ain't no Inoue. Get the hell out of here, man. Shut up, frontline.
Yo,
You be
Inoue about to
trolling.
get his ass
Yo,
whooped.
you capping. Hey, yo, everybody remember this shit. All right, remember. So when Naoya Inoue fight, you know what I'm saying?
Shushu about to
Finally
put
fight Shushu. Y'all, yups.
beats
Yo,
from
y'all can
Dre
blame that
on
ass whooping
Inoue.
on frontline. All right.
Beats from Dre.
Yo, what's the chat saying real quick? Let's
Let me catch up here.
yeah, catch up.
The Russian whoop Morel says Bobos. The Russian wanted to smoke. He made Morel look kind of silly.
Oh shit, he did.
Cesar says Usyk, Inoue, Bivol, Bam, and Haney is his top five.
Wow.
Uh, Boogie says Morel came back too soon from that Benavides ass whooping. Round
Wait,
one,
stop. Did says I have on his top five Shakur?
no.
He put he put
Usyk,
Ha-
Inoue,
Yup,
Bivol,
yup,
Bam Bam,
yup.
and Haney.
So he put Haney over Shakur?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Respect. Go ahead, keep reading.
Um, Lance is yelling at Bang Bang. No Morel slander.
No Morel slander. Yo, I was there live with Bam Bam Bang Boogie. Boogie was at the fight. We saw Morel get dropped. I looked at Boogie. Boogie looked at me. I was like, yo, did that just happen? Like, right? Like, he was getting his ass whooped. We were hearing them punches because at that time, remember Boogie? I think it was like the first fight of the main card was their fight, so it was fairly empty a little, and the front lights were still on at that time. You can hear those punches when Morel was getting hit. It was like pow pow pow. I was like, And Boogie said the same thing. I think Morrell lost that fight. And I looked at Boogie, I was like, I didn't say nothing. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I felt he lost that fight. I did. I just didn't say it.
A Tapia says, "Yo, we there the 31st, flying up from Florida." Let's see. Mick says, "Yeah, usually January is a graveyard for boxing. They coming out hard."
Yeah.
Boogie says Zaya's fight is gonna be fire.
Oh yeah.
Carlos says Espinoza needs a fight. Leo, Nick, Ball, who's going to unify?
You know what? Stop right there. Um, you know what's going on in this situation, right? The money fight is coming up the ladder. Neil Inoue. Nobody wants to sacrifice their opportunity at the shot at one of their biggest paydays. Their ticket to the event to get on the train is a belt. Whoever loses their belt, you can scratch them out of the Naoya Inoue sweepstakes. There is no bantamweight, north, south, or ever in history making the kind of money that Japanese dude is making. So they're not gonna go up and fight Tank Davis. So they'll never see that kind of money and revenue in one night. It'll take 7, 8 fights maybe to generate that for them. But they can do it on one night. So their ticket is the belt. Don't you see? They don't want to fight each other. If it had not been for Naoya Inoue coming up, threatening, they're all there salivating like, come on, Naoya, just say you're coming to 126. Fuck it, you got nothing else to prove there. They all been wanting because each of them has a ticket to the show. But the minute you lose that ticket, you lose your place in line. Naoya Inoue will never fight you. The only reason why he'll fight you is because you have something he wants. Naoya Inoue, this is not his audition to 126. He doesn't have to prove himself as a fighter. He's a highly decorated fighter that's going to get what he wants, what he's looking for. Whoever has the belts. And that's what the hell's going up wrong up
He
there.
won't pick no shusha, I can tell you that.
Your boy, I mean, listen, he's about to fight for that vacant belt. All right.
Yep.
And
And then
according
he's
to
gonna defend it
Cesar,
against Inoue.
he ain't shit. All right. Right? For
But yeah,
fighting
but
for
only stupid people believe that.
right, right. So when he gets that belt, I'm gonna tell you right now the reason why Stephen Kubo Fulton, Chio Goma, why you think Stephen Kubo Fulton beat feet and left 126? Because he knows the fucking hurricane that's coming up. He was
Well,
firsthand in the
he
ring
did
with
it good
Naoya
because
Inoue.
not only did he skip 20, he jumped 26, he jumped 32 just in case Inoue goes up.
He's running from that man.
He
He
went
wants
straight to
no,
35.
listen, he's out there in witness protection program, hiding behind people like, yo, is Inoue saying he coming up here? Like, yo, he don't want nothing to do with that man. Just remember, when Naoya Inoue fought him, he was Stephen Kubo Fulton, undefeated, unified world champion, saying, y'all need to put me on the pound for pound list because y'all not recognizing my greatness. Undefeated, cocky, arrogant, the American brash star fighter went out there and didn't win 20 seconds in that fight. Not one round. Not one round. The great American champion couldn't win just one round. You're an undefeated unified champion and you couldn't win just one round.
That's because that fight happened in Japan. Had it happened in the States, it would have been a
Oh
different
my
fight.
God, he could have fought him on the moon. He could have fought him anywhere on it's not going to change the fighter
Yo,
Naoya
you're
Inoue
so
is.
easy to get mad, Edwin. The people that
Listen,
know you, they
you
know how
are
to
a
get under your
pro,
skin.
you have a black belt in tro anonymity, okay? You are a martial art tro expert, okay? But this is all gonna bite you in the ass, frontline. You keep fucking around, the fans is gonna hold you. Just like I write down every time
Look,
baby.
look,
Look,
look, look, look, look,
and
look, look what
frontline.
Bobo says. Bobo says William Scope fight coming soon.
Oh, write that down on the calendar. What? I'm staying
Yeah,
up for that
nobody
one.
cares about that fight.
Yo.
We're gonna watch a marathon in that fight.
Yo, you can watch that by yourself, all right? Nah, when is that fight as a matter of fact?
I don't even know, and I don't care.
And look, guys. So, by the way, who do you got in the TO fight again?
I got Shakur.
You got Shakur. And who do you got in the Keyshawn Ortiz?
Ortiz.
And who do you got in the Xander?
I got Xander.
Okay. Oh, I'm just checking with you. Just checking with you. Just making sure. Okay. Listen, the sad thing is, he done jinxed all our fighters right now, front line. What we
No,
got
I
to do
didn't.
is, what we got to do, I got to combat that shit. I got to go to the Oracle right now, and I got to put some mumbo jumbo on that to
Oh shit,
protect
he's fighting
Xander.
January 31st in Denmark.
And that's one of the fights on the 31st.
Yeah,
William Skull
yeah.
and Denmark. Yeah, that's not going to get, that's a bad night
Hey,
to fight in.
RL says, see, RL know he know what it is. He's a true boxing fan. He says Inoue has gotten dropped 3 times at least. I don't know, round one.
Hold on. True boxing fan, 3 times is a lie. He only got dropped
No,
twice in his
it's
career.
twice. It was twice, but he said like.
Like what? Like who? Where do you get the like from? And how does like count as three?
It's a guesstimate.
Okay. Check this out, right? So at least Naoya Inoue, when
Yo,
I
Shush is
watched,
gonna drop him, Edwin. Just accept it.
check this out. No, he's not gonna drop him. I'm not accepting none of that. He's gonna get dropped. The only thing I'm willing to accept is that I know that whoever fights Naoya Inoue is gonna get put on a highlight reel tape. That's the only thing I'm gonna accept. Like one of those knockouts, right? They're gonna put he's gonna put that guy on that film. I can guarantee you that. That's the only thing I will accept. The other thing is that at least Naoya Inoue got dropped going in for the attack. He
RL,
wasn't
no, no,
he wasn't
Nonito did not
running. He wasn't
drop him.
running. He wasn't. No, he overextended with Roman Cardenas, and he dropped his hands with Luis Pantera Nari in
No,
close.
RL
Close.
just he thought that Nonito dropped him. No, Nonito did not drop him, but
No,
Nonito did
Nonito
hurt
didn't
him that
drop him.
fight.
Nonito broke his orbital bone and his nose, from what I'm hearing, but he didn't drop him. But no, his name is Donaiti. Donaiti did get dropped in the fight. He got a standing 8 count, and then he was later he continued and he finished the fight. He survived, which I believe that was actually Donaiti's best performance of his career. To tell you the truth, had it been any other fighter in the world, I stand on this. I stand on this. Let's see how good Donaiti actually really was. If you take Naoya Inoue out of the World Series of Boxing, you take him out of the equation, who wins the entire tournament?
Nonito.
You know it. So when they were saying that he was owed and washed against Naoya Inoue, I don't know how they get this information. Because if you take Naoya out, he wins it. The whole thing. At that age. So how was he trash? That means that Naoya Inoue was truly him. It took Naoya Inoue, the best pound for pound fighter in the world, undefeated, unified, undisputed status, and two-weight division. That kind of fighter, it took that kind of fighter to beat Donaiti. And it take no average Joe. He would have beat anybody else in that division. That's how good that man was. And still is. He's still fighting. So I don't want to hear that bullshit that Naoya
Shushi
Inoue
want to
didn't
put
fight nobody.
beats by Dre
No,
on his ass.
no. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Bruce Carrington can't beat Donaiti. Not now. At
You
40,
don't know that. They haven't stepped in the
man,
ring.
listen, I want to see that. Yo, Don't no. Well, Donaire didn't do too good at 126, but yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Bruce is bigger, right? Okay, I'll give you that. I'll back up on that. But skill wise, what if you
Bruce is
shrink?
big at 26. Imagine how
No, but
little
if you
Inoue
was
is
to
gonna
shrink
look.
down Bruce, you should fuck around and shrink down Bruce. Since we're talking hypothetical situation here anyway, let's play it out. Fuck around and shrink down Bruce and bring him to Donai's division.
But
Now we got ourselves
why
a
would we
fight.
do that? He's not thinking about
I
going
know
down.
that. I know that.
Inoue's talking about going up. That's why we're
I'm just
bringing this
saying.
up.
I'm
So we're
just
not playing
saying.
hypotheticals.
I'm just saying that your boy's not better than Donaire. And Naoya anyway beat him twice. Your boy don't stand a chance, man. Your
He
boy's
gonna
done.
fuck Inoue up.
Your boy's all done.
He
Your
gonna
boy,
drop
your boy's all
Inoue
done.
like a
He's
bad
done.
habit.
Yeah, I
You think
know.
Nadi? You think Luis Pantero Nadi and look Carlos? No, shots fired. Shots fired.
What'd he say?
He said Rafael
Rafael
Espinoza is
Espinoza
what
is
fears round one
fierce.
against Inoue.
Yo, you listen. Let me tell you something, little Carlos. Okay? Let me tell you something right now. Okay? You listen very carefully. All right? That's a dangerous fight.
Damn, Carlos, you got Edwin fucking with the stress ball right there. Look at him.
Listen,
Look at him.
that's a dangerous fight. That fucking guy, he's not supposed to be there, man, at that height, that big like that, bro. When I saw him in Las Vegas live, that I have him on my intro, I got to see him live fighting. The height difference between him and his opponent, bro, it looked like a grown man fighting a kid. It really did. Yo, that guy was literally jumping off his feet trying to hit his face. He was lunging up. It's like the conundrum that is Espinoza. I'm not stupid. I like Naoya Inoue a lot. I think highly of him. But
Look, look,
I
look, look,
I
look.
gotta
Eight top
report.
yet.
I gotta
Look,
report my real boxing fucking shit. And that's gonna either be Naoya Inoue's toughest challenge or his easiest fight. I don't think it's gonna be anything in the middle. No, I don't think that Espinoza can hide his torso for too long. So either he's gonna get to Naoya Inoue early, or if he leaves Naoya Inoue around too long, Naoya is gonna figure a way to his body. Espinoza is not gonna be able to cover all that. Naoya is a vicious body puncher. So I do recognize the danger in that fight. I do recognize the danger in that fight. I'm not a fool. Espinoza is a smart fighter. He's not like these other guys. He's tough, durable. He's been battle tested. He's been dropped, come back in fights. He has a pretty decent chin. He punches fairly hard for a guy that skinny, that tall. I can see, and when you fight against a guy so skilled like Naoya Inoue, if you're the same height as him and you don't bring anything to the equation, you're screwed because he's just a better boxer. But Espinoza brings something to the equation that it's a problem. It's a fucking problem. I've
look.
never seen
Tapia says, "LOL, Shushu gonna eat him up like beef and broccoli from the Chinos."
you know what? That's cute. That's cute, right? But your boy Bruce got problems. Your boy Bruce better win this next fight, or
He
he's not even
is
in the equation.
in a masterclass fashion.
All right? Because
You'll see.
I tell you what, you want to know what would be one of the most ironic, it would be comical. If it wouldn't be comical because it's Bruce, because I don't wish losses on none of my guys from the US. I worry about them, but I want them to win. But if Bruce loses, right? Let's just say Naoya Inoue fights his next fight in Japan. He gets that Junto fight, dusts off Junto in a good world. He moves up to 126, and the very first person he fights is Castillo, the guy that Bruce beat Bruce Carrington. That means that if Bruce would have
Castro.
Castro, sorry, I said Castillo, right? Castro. That the guy that Bruce lost to, meaning that if he would have won that fight, he would have got the Naoya Inoue sweepstake fight.
Hey, look at what Mio says. Espinoza
That's
will
what's gonna
elbow
be
the shit out of
ironic.
Inoue.
Watch, huh?
Mio says Espinoza will elbow the shit out of Inoue.
Inoue got chopsticks. He knows how to work around that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, just like he did to Robesi. No, I think that Inoue is
Yo,
a
fuck
real
around.
technical
Junto beats
fighter.
Inoue.
Hell no. You seen what Junta looked like against
That you
Hernandez? Get the
you you
fuck out of
can't judge
here.
him by that. You even
Yo,
said it.
is
You didn't judge Devin by the performance after Ryan. You gave him a pass.
no,
So now you're not giving Junto a pass.
no. Oh shit, my wife is gonna kill me. No, I'm not giving no Junta no goddamn pass. You mean to tell me that in your world stage to set up a fight with one of the biggest fight in your career, that guy Hernandez made your face look like that? He's nowhere near as fast as Naoya Inoue, and he got to touch your face that much. So Hernandez, with none of the speed of Naoya Inoue or the punching power, did that to you. He was able to catch you, time you, jab you, punch with you. You want to convince me that a slower guy did that? What happens if you're going to fight a more accurate position, punching, calculated fighter like Naoya Inoue, that he's always in the next position to throw the next punch? So those punches are going to come in hot, heavy, and fast. Hernandez could do that to you? Please.
Plus, remember what Coach Bermudez said too. That and he had first hand experience against Inoue.
Yeah.
Inoue, when he was telling TJ Doheny to do something, Inoue already picked up on it
He
five,
was already
six steps ahead.
yeah, he was already making the read. He was already blocking the setup he was trying to look for.
Yeah.
Naoya Inoue was telling him, your setups are basic. I already know it. He was faking, fake, fake, pop. He was already here like, bro, are you serious? That's how intelligent of a fighter
Yo,
Naoya
banging
Inoue is.
shit.
And then what did also Coach Bermuda said? Naoya Inoue is the truth. He said he's the real deal. He said, yeah, he's the real deal.
A Tapia says, Shushu, Ortiz, and Teo for the KO parlay would look lovely. Bang,
Don't
Boogie
give Frontline.
Boogie.
Yo, you're gonna make
Wait,
Frontline
no,
come to
hold
work
on.
that day
Boogie,
naked. He let it all ride. He
hey,
lost everything.
Boogie said you picked if you pick Teal by KO, you already lost your parlay. Boogie ain't shit.
He ain't knocking out nobody.
Oh shit. Like I said, I got Ortiz, I got Shakur,
That's why it's a gamble.
and I
He
got
said, Boogie, that's why
Zayas.
it's a gamble. Yeah, well,
There goes my three.
hey, listen, whoever you
And
guys
obviously I got
got,
Shushu, obviously.
whoever you guys got in the fight, I'll meet you here on those boxing nights here at Round One Sports Talk. I'm gonna cut this stream right here. I also gotta go outside and do a little bit of shoveling, So it's already 10. It's already 10 where I'm at, but the snow's piling on big, so I gotta stay on top of it for school tomorrow for my daughter. So I'm gonna end this right here. So no matter who you have in this fight, I respect to everybody. I wish everybody the best of luck. That's truthfully. At the end of the day, we shit talk here back and forth. We talk about fighting and fighting situations. But I wish every fighter the best and may the best man win. I don't have any horse in the race. I'm not gambling. I'm not in none of those things. I'm not led by favorite fighters or anything. I talk about these fighters and I talk it over with you guys, fight fans. So we have a lot of boxing in this month. Andy Cruz is going to be coming up. Join us here for that one. We'll discuss what fights, cards we will watch, and which ones you guys want to watch together. We'll even, if we want, we'll take a poll. I know for a fact that Boogie wants to watch that William Skull fight desperately. It's one of his favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? And he thinks he's one of the most entertaining fighters he's ever seen, and that he feels he outright beat Canelo. Bam told me that. So, and that he wants to actually go out to one of his fights and have him sign his jersey, his shirt. He'll never
his
take it
his
off.
his FUBU shirt.
Yes, his FUBU shirt. It'll say William Skull on his FUBU. Yo, you ain't shit.
What?
Right? Right? Yo. So no, we'll put it in a poll. You guys want to tune in for this fight? Maybe a London card, whatever. We got a lot of cards to pick over. But the two cards we will be watching here, all jokes aside, on the 30th, we will be watching the
Thirty
TO
first, thirty
on
first,
the
31st.
31st. Yes, correction. 31st. And the Xander's Eye. You can bet on that. So thank you here at Round One Sports Talk. Bang Bang Boogie. Good luck with your favorite fighter, William Skull. You know,
Carlos, I will smoke William.
yo, listen, Boogie ain't, he ain't subscribing to nothing else on that day but that Skull fight in Denmark. But anyway, fight fires, listen,
He's paying a premium too.
a premium. He's getting the package deal. Yo, yo. He gets a Dakota ring in the mail and he sits by the thing and waits for the letters. Yo,
You ain't
Boogie.
shit.
Boogie. Yo, listen, manager. That's what you get for not coming to work on time. Listen, fight fans, love yourselves. Be easy out there on these roads. And if you're home, stay safe. I'll see you here tomorrow. I'm gonna go on early tomorrow, perhaps a morning show. I say around, let's say 10ish, around 10ish. I'll meet you guys there, and then always the 7:30 show will be kicking off starting Monday. See you then. Here from me to you from Round One Sports Talk. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, become a Round One Sports Talk member. And I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Frontline, peace out.
Dale.
Yo.
Peace.
Hey, yo,
Hey,
Boogie,
watch
I
that
love
shirt,
you.
Bang. Stop wearing it every
Hey,
day.
yo, that FUBU, you got to change that shit, bro.